Coming up next, it's our number one song of the week. This is from Dan Dennis and his stupid AI songs. This week, he wrote an AI song about our favorite bagel places, Jeff's Bagels, here in town. 8 locations if you're looking for that schmear, and I know you are.
Jeff's Bagel Run.
What do you think of that, buddy?
8 Central Florida locations. Here's the easiest thing to do. Get their free app. And it's great, by the way. It works awesome. It says
it's not like our app. Like our app, oh my God, don't even. Our app is bad.
You can see what the bagel of the day is. You see their inventory on their app, and they always have new bagels. I know this, time is pumpkin season, so they got some pumpkin spice spreads and some pumpkin bagels.
I will tell you that Andrea, I knew we were going to be talking about this, so I had Andrea loves pumpkin. She tried the pumpkin bagel.
Yeah.
She also tried to have a pumpkin schmear that she used. But guys, don't sleep on all the different flavored cream cheeses that they have, whether it's the roasted jalapeno. But I like the hot sauce. It's got Jason's mom sauce in it.
Yeah.
It's very spicy. Me and the kiddo just grind on that, man. It's so good.
I'll recommend the jalapeno cheddar bagel with the hot sauce spread.
Yeah, make it real hot.
Oh, I mean, it's delicious.
But all of their bagels are, basically, this is as handmade as it gets. It's 5 ingredients. The malt is the key. We had him on this week. He was talking about it.
Yeah.
And your family's going to love them. It's Jeff's Bagel Run with 8 locations, and use the hashtag.
Yep, hashtag TDBagel. It lets them know that you came because of us. But go by, grab a bagel. They make the spreads every morning with fresh ingredients.
Yeah.
It's really good. It's
great coffee too.
Yeah.
Try some of their coffee, try some of their bagels, and tell us what you think.
Jeff'sBagelRun.com.
Tom and Dan and Tom, wanna hang out with your mom on the beach, glass of wine, or your mom be looking fine. Moonlight night, hand in hand, who goes first, Tom or Dan? Or perhaps it's just that type of night, we're gonna make your mom airtight. Airtight mom, this is my song. You asked for one, but you got 2 dongs. Airtight mom, we hope you know that if you sneeze, you're going to explode. Airtight mom, this is my song. You asked for one, but you got 2 dongs. Airtight mom, we hope you know that if you sneeze, you're going to explode. Airtight mom. Tom and Dan and Tom, wanna hang out with your mom on the beach, glass of wine, or your mom be looking fine. Moonlight night, hand in hand, who goes first, Tom or Dan? Or perhaps it's just that type of night, we're gonna make your mom airtight. Airtight mom, this is my song. You asked for one, but you got 2 dongs. Airtight mom, we hope you know that if you sneeze, you're going to explode. Airtight mom, this is my song. You asked for one, but you got 2 dongs. Airtight mom, we hope you know that if you sneeze, you're going
from Central Florida and from the Just Call Mo studio, it's Orlando's own Tom and Dan.
Hello. This is your Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan program. We hope that you will find our presentation precise, joke heavy, and just right. Thanks.
Welcome to the Friday free show of A Mediocre Time.
It is another A Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Dan.
I'm Tom.
We have very special guests on the couch. I got to get their cameras situated because we are live on YouTube and Twitch if you like watching podcasts, because that's what podcasts have become. Full-blown television shows. Just search at Tom and Dan Live on YouTube and Twitch.
From the show, the radio show and podcast,
I can't wait till he says this. Here we go.
Bangalore and the Bus. We have John Busdecker and Brendan O'Connor here.
Hey, hold on. We gotta get a blast in here.
I don't think we've ever been on this show together, Brendan and I.
No,
No, I thought
okay.
you must have. You must have been. We did a chat with the
I
Masters.
forgot.
Where we showed you guys. We took credit for all of your radio, and we said that
we or Tom?
me and Tom.
Oh,
took
okay,
credit.
all right.
We got you on the radio.
yeah,
right?
the first time I was on the show, I was with you.
Oh,
John.
all right. I just forgot then.
You just filed it away under unnecessary information.
I don't know if a lot of people know this, but you and I, Tom, we've gotten a lot of people on radio.
Yeah,
like, we are the radio maker.
I got a lot of people
Kingmakers.
on cocaine.
Yeah, we do. We are.
You get a radio. You get a radio.
And there's more to come. We're going to make more stars.
We
We
that a
thought,
good thing
full
or not?
transparency, we thought you guys are really going to be our guys. We did.
but
We
we're
did,
not?
but you're not. And that's why we had to fire up Ross Padgett and Joel. And then we're like, we get these guys going, and they're not our guys either. Like,
I was gonna say, and they're doing great.
I know. Every time we invest in somebody, they fail, and they don't do what we do because we're big dick in tiny underwear. Right?
I like that.
Yeah, I know you do.
I was going to protest, but now
I know you like that
captivated.
analogy. Exactly. That's why I said it, because I knew you like the Vayners.
Yeah.
There would have been more, but some people refused.
That is true. Some people don't even want the job. No, you guys are fine. You're doing fine.
You won an award.
You did. You did.
We did?
In Orlando Magazine.
Best podcast.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, Orlando Magazine's best podcast. I think we won it one year, and then the year after us, a little girl that does a Christian podcast won the same award, and I was like, well, this means nothing. That's what I said.
Did you listen to her podcast? Was it any good?
I did listen to it, but I make a point if you, and this is true.
It's easy to believe in Jesus when you're 6.
Exactly.
You haven't
But if
seen
you want me to
anything.
listen to your kid's podcast, I will not judge it.
No.
And I've had plenty of people. I listen to this, and I'll listen to a kid's podcast. I'm not gonna say one word about it because that's not the business I'm in.
What's a kid's podcast talk about?
I mean, this one,
Like kid problems?
They
Like,
sang little
It's a
songs.
hard
and then
knock life.
they did like, that's right. It doesn't work. Kids don't want this. Kids don't want a fucking podcast.
Little Orphan Annie.
She was homeschooled, so it was extra credit. That's literally, she has no friends.
I guess I'm thinking of like an alt-right kids podcast.
Oh yeah, that would be awesome.
I'll write that down.
Is that going to be your next radio stars?
I can get Tommy to do this.
He does have the blonde hair.
Yeah, just write down what to say.
Oh, that little Aryan baby.
My God, get him a little he needs a dog whistle hat with a 1488 or something on there, something to really
1%.
show
He's a
everybody.
1%.
Yeah,
Or a
show everybody
John
he's really
Bussecker
sneaky.
comb over.
Yeah, 3%er. Show he's real sneaky. He knows all the lingo.
John Bussecker comb over with a hard part.
Yeah. How are you that liberal to look as conservative as you look? My God. And if one more person sends me the picture of the Fudge Pop guy,
Yeah, you look exactly like the Fudge
you
Pop
look
guy.
like the Fudge Pop
I
guy.
should go one year as Halloween as the Fudge Pop guy.
If you carried the box of what brand is it?
It was like-
is it Good Humor? No, it's not Good Humor.
I always think that's Harry Anderson, but I don't know if it is Harry Anderson.
No, it's
No,
not.
no,
It's
it's-
you.
it's-
Everyone knows.
There's some ice cream nerd. And everybody.
It's a big dick ice cream nerd. Everybody knows it. Every time I look at that ice cream package and I see the little farmer hat and he's holding and he's making a face.
That's John?
Yeah, it looks like
Maybe
John.
this is my year.
Do you want me to pull it up?
I've seen it 100 times.
I'm sure you don't have a Halloween costume already.
No, I don't.
I know why I said Halloween like that. Halloween.
Okay, we're going to talk about Halloween costumes, but before that,
Oh, good.
let me remind everybody that if you're a BDM, we have a BDM event, a BDM only event tomorrow. I'm just going to go ahead and put out all the details.
You're going to do it? You're just going to go with it? All right, yeah. Just do it.
But
Let's just do it.
It's at a Hollow Box from 6 to 9. We're doing an Oktoberfest party. We got
are.
some contests.
Say
We got
it
a
again,
beer
but more
puppeteer.
excited. Like you really want
Okay.
people to show up.
Okay, well, I'm worried about. Okay,
You think too many people are going to show up?
No. Oktoberfest.
because I feel like if I
Lederhosen.
oversell it, and then people show up, they're like,
Want me to
Not
explain
that
it?
good.
You want me to explain it? He's afraid.
Yeah.
He's afraid that people don't know. Like we've outlined what it is. It's a cool hang at
I
Hollow
feel
Box.
like your fans know what to expect.
We have live music.
I
We have
do
live
too.
music. We have some loose games that we're going to be running throughout, and we're going to be doing some Stein holding. We have beer puppeteer in the corner over there. It's going to be really fun. But
Loose games was my
he's
high school
afraid
nickname.
of the guy that in his mind, and I'll create the guy. There's a guy in his mind, and it could be real and it could be fake, that walks in and looks around and is like, "What the fuck is this bullshit? There's nothing good. There's no music. Nothing fun.
No, there is
There's
music.
nothing. No
No,
food.
there's-
No drinks.
No,
fuck
there's all
this
that.
shit. And fuck Tom and Dan. And fuck their show."
no.
And then he says the audio doesn't work here either.
Right? Is that what? Is,
No,
right?
it's not
Where's
even that.
Brenda's big titties? That's what they'll say.
It's not even that exaggerated. I'm just, because you sell like, come out to this Oktoberfest
I
extravaganza.
have never said that. We've never
Oktoberfest, big Oktoberfest.
But we've never said that. We've never said Oktoberfest, big Oktober, and we've never screamed "come out." We've never been "come out."
Well,
It's
that's what-
amazing.
Well, that's what Brenda. Oh, Brenda.
You get what you
I'm sorry, Brenda.
You're rattled today.
Are you just trying to set the bar low? That way you
Yeah.
can exceed
Yes!
expectations.
Wow. Yes!
Okay.
That's how he got his wife.
We really don't like disappointing people, and we have before, right?
Oh.
We've done events before that we're like, we could have made that a little bit better.
And people were like, "Oh, I was disappointed."
And I think you're always trapped in we could have made it a little
I guess-
better land, right? Like
they don't-
afterwards, no
they-
matter what, if it's good or not, you're going to go like we could have made that better.
They don't say it, but I see it in their eyes.
Do you guys ever
It's
do
a
that
sadness.
with one of your events? Do you ever look around and you're like, "Oh man, this
I'll
is-
be honest. I was at an
Yeah.
event last night where I for Come Out with Pride, and my part was from 8:30 to 9:30, and I nailed it. I
Nice.
nailed it.
Nice.
I felt really good. My boobs were full of cash, and then. And then I got everybody. I had to take people from Gnarly Barley to the Hammered Lamb, and they were all hanging out at the Hammered Lamb, but their dancers didn't start, and their drag queens didn't start until 11. So there was like 2 hours of people just like hanging out.
Oh, that's the
And I
worst.
was like, big miss, y'all.
Yeah.
Big miss.
Yeah.
Pay me some more, and maybe I'll shake myself up on the stage. But like, but I ended up just hanging out just because there was a gap. But yeah, I felt bad for the people who were kind of there stuck between.
Yeah, because then
Yeah.
everybody's like, "What's happening? What's
Yeah,
happening?"
what's-
They were
right.
like, "Oh, no,"
I know.
and they're like 2 hours.
I know. And I started pulling stuff out of my bag. I had sparklers, and I wax lips.
and you go into like fight or flight mode where you think,
Yeah, it wasn't even my event.
Right.
Yeah.
No, I understand. Yeah, I mean, I think that is what we deal with though, because we just want you to come and have a good time, and we want to manage expectations.
I like that.
and it's hard. We don't want to disappoint folks
Because we care.
Well,
We do.
Okay, I'm sorry I made fun of you.
No, it's a comedy show. I'm glad you're here.
Speaking of an event that can't disappoint, because one of the biggest stars of my entire childhood and seriously, like
This
the
is
biggest
huge.
pop culture icon in my life I could think of, is coming to the Museum of Art, and they partnered with us to promote it.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And
the push exhibit's going to be killer, man.
so they have this push exhibit at the Museum of Art, and it's Grant Britton. He's a 80s skateboard photographer.
Yeah.
I mean, he's been a skateboard photographer photographer his whole career.
All the magazines.
Yeah, and they have have you seen the exhibit?
I haven't.
I haven't either.
But I've written about it. I've seen the photos.
We're supposed to go. We're supposed to go.
And you're supposed to do a bonus episode.
Yeah, I got to email the lady. But yes.
Well, hold on a second. You stay the hell off our clients. You get the hell out of here. We're doing some work for them.
They gave me and Danielle a private tour. No big deal.
Yeah. With Coralie, the French woman?
Actually, I mean, she's very sweet.
She's gorgeous.
You know what?
The hurricane was literally blowing through, like water was coming through the ceiling at the
she's
time.
French, and she's like, I have heard the bus decker wants to be here, but we will not facilitate that. But you and Tom, if you would like to walk around.
Yeah, you can escargot anywhere you want.
She took us around private tour, like Tom said, no big deal. She liked us. She thought we were really cute and cool.
So Grant Britton is bringing in Tony Hawk. That's his friend,
Yes.
and they're doing a discussion first. And they have a mini auditorium in the Museum of Art. This is really cool.
It's a great stage.
Yeah,
It's a great theater.
I was like, we should do stuff here.
Yeah,
Like, it's a
that
good
little
podcast
venue
event,
there
too.
it's such a cool.
It's intimate too.
Yeah, it's a tiny little stage. It's imagine like
Not
any,
too tiny.
Well, but it's manageable, but it's also like awesome. Like
Yeah,
it's got
I don't even know where that is at
It's
the Art
hard.
Museum.
It's just a
To
door.
the left. Just
All
a
right.
door.
I was always looking right when I went in.
Never know. You would never know.
I did a presentation there once. I did a talk. Yeah.
There also is a meet and greet with Tony Hawk and Grant Britton that
And Tom and Dan?
is beforehand.
We're there more just to meet Tony.
He's featured in the photographs.
Yes,
in the exhibit.
yeah. And then
Young Tony Hawk.
They so you could purchase tickets to that. It's at omart.org, omart.org.
Yep.
Or you can go to tomanddan.com. It's on their front page. And there's limited for the VIP meet and greet. But for the town hall discussion, which me and Daniel are going to be at as
Yeah,
well.
we're gonna be at that.
And
Are you hosting it? Like you're
No,
asking the
no.
questions?
We're just there as fans.
Oh, all right. I thought you guys were facilitating the
No.
conversation.
I just want to see Tony Hawk.
Is it $100?
Yeah, for the general admission
Yeah,
tickets.
okay.
It's more for the meet and greet, but the meet and greet only has 75 tickets, and we already bought a couple. One for our buddy Tony Munjet because we're like, he's just going to blow
We
up.
gotta hook up our buddy.
I like that.
Well, he's a skateboarding photographer, so it's like it's the greatest gift we can give him.
And I'm like, this is going to sell out. We're just going to buy them.
I mean, the guy is a legitimate skateboard photographer and vlogger, so I'm like, well, this is the best gift we
great.
can ever give our friends.
So for general admission tickets, use promo code Tom and Dan, and it'll get you passes to go back into the Orlando Museum of Art to see the actual exhibits
And more.
And the punk rock exhibit they got there is
And
awesome
the Little
as well.
Golden Book exhibit,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
somehow works with the punk rock really well.
I want to see that. Really
Yeah,
bad.
I
Oh
gotta
my
go.
God! It flows seamlessly.
Yeah.
You wouldn't think it would work, but you go through all the punk rock stuff, and then when you actually see the Little Golden Book, and it's the real art from the books, it's crazy. Like
They do some great shows there. Their Florida Prize show that was just there,
Yeah,
where it's all
yeah,
Florida
yeah.
artists, so good.
the
Every
guitar
year.
collection that's in there right now is incredible. Those are really cool. You
I
can
did-
check that
what?
out.
This is embarrassing, but it was my first time going into the.
Oh, wow.
You
the
don't go to
Orlando
art
Museum.
museums? Who would have thought that Tom is not?
Because the lady was French, he freaked out, took his shoes off.
I did
Started
hold.
walking around like we're like in some Asian house or
He's
something.
smoking cigarettes in there.
I did hold myself back from screaming, "Ooh-wee, this place is big time!" Because I was like, "This is like a
Holy
big time."
shit! I done.
Did you like it?
Yeah, no, I was like, "This is an actual museum of art."
He looked around and he put his hands on his hips. He looked
like
around
a-
and he put his hands on his hips like this. He goes, "So this is Omar."
It's super nice. Anyway,
Yeah, it
Why
is
does
really
it sound
cool.
Middle Eastern?
We also got a great chuckle out of and I said this in the ad. I'm like, hey, when you think science, Tom and Dan. When you think history of Florida, Tom and Dan. And when you think art, Tom and Dan. We're your guys, man. We are your culture men.
I don't want to brag, but we've had these guys as clients for a while.
But you're smart. But you're smart. It's when we get it.
You're
Okay,
expecting that.
You know what it is? I'm going to give you the example. You know what it is? It's
What?
Susan Boyle.
Oh,
It's William Hung. It's like when the unfortunates do it, that's when it's special.
unfortunate.
Yeah, we're unfortunate.
Yeah. I mean,
Behave yourselves.
people fully expect our only sponsors to be Kava lounges, and fireworks, and smoke shop.
Hi, it's Dan for Fireworks and Kratom because they go hand in hand.
Fireworks and Kratom.
That's all we sell. That's what people expect.
You're
But
funny.
we do sell fireworks, but that's good.
Yeah,
that's
we do.
good.
Kratom, we would sell it, but it's killing a lot of dads out there.
It is?
Oh, the
They
body.
advertise.
The
We'll
trail
sell
of
anything.
bodies.
Well, if they're smoking Kratom, they're probably shitty anyway.
Well, they're not smoking the Kratom. They're just taking too much of it. I think a lot of
do you
dads
do
out
it-
there.
How do you do it?
You do it with like a plastic spoon.
That's just heroin.
Yeah. No, you don't burn anything.
All right.
You guys have never done Kratom?
I thought you smoked
Oh
it.
my God! Send our
No.
listener friend to go get some Kratom. Will you go get some Kratom and we'll all do it?
I'm
Does
not
anyone
doing
get some
it.
Kratom?
I'm
Does
not
anyone get
doing
fucked
it.
up on
Is that
Kratom?
the
I'm
same
not
as-
doing it.
Let's all get so fucked up on Kratom.
Wait,
Let's
is
see
that the
what
same
you
as
think.
Kava or not?
No.
It's in the same family.
All right.
It's in the same
fine.
family. These are all roots that primitive
Roots.
people grind up, and then when you eat them,
No.
they make you vomit.
I guarantee there's nothing organic in Kratom.
It's all organic. Green Sumatra, red Sumatra.
Yeah, it's in the name.
Yeah, we dabbled with it for
Spell with a K.
We
Wait, who's
dabbled, we dabbled with it for a hot minute, and to a point where Tom and I looked at each other. We're like, I think we're addicted.
Yeah.
and we had to stop. We had to pull
No.
back.
It makes me think of sativa.
No, it's nothing like
It's
sativa.
less powerful than weed.
Yeah,
You know,
It's
we're
less
all
powerful
on
than
weed.
but it feels like you take a little a little thing of green dust, right?
Uh-huh.
And you put it in your mouth with
No.
some water, and it
Wait,
tastes
is this
like
the Kratom
tea.
or the
This
Kava?
is Kratom.
All right.
And it tastes like sort of like a tea.
Uh-huh.
And then you swallow it with some water, and it goes down. And then about 3 to 4 minutes later, you're like, whoa! I took a pain pill. That's what it feels like.
Oh, I don't like pain
It doesn't last very long.
No.
Give me all your pain pills.
I got some.
You know, light pain pills.
yeah. Score. Weekend score.
I had surgery. They gave me they gave me opiates, and I was
you
having.
take 'em?
I did. I was having like terrors, like night
That's the
terrors.
that's the part I like. I got to ride around.
I was caught in a loop. Like
Oh,
I just
yeah,
couldn't.
that's what
I
I
was
like.
like,
That's why you have the pain pill night terror loop.
You didn't like that?
People steal your radio for that.
Tylenol and pot. That's how I immediately stopped. Tylenol and pot.
Okay.
I was perfectly fine. Yeah.
There's nothing like a good pain pill,
Pain pill
night terror loop.
Scotty could deal with it. He made me sleep on the couch.
I can't deal with your night terror.
Every 15 seconds, you're screaming.
I screamed. I kept hitting him. I was like punching
my
him.
God.
Then when
No.
you stop, you shit your pants.
Yeah, no, you don't. When you stop, you
Oh.
can't shit. At
No,
least
no,
for me.
no, you can shit or you can't shit when you're on it.
Yeah.
When you stop, you
Johnny, wanna
diarrhea
do it?
because it's like
Yeah.
the
I
constipation.
took one Tylenol 3 one time.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
And then I threw them all away.
You don't.
Oh,
That's
my
how nerds
God.
do.
You
I
probably
know,
took
I
into
know.
that thing, right, where they're like, if you have unwanted medication, you can show up at
I've
the
done that.
VFW and you
Yeah.
soak it in a barrel in front of the old people.
Just throw it away.
Yeah, I'm going to do that.
I
Yeah,
couldn't
just
take
throw
it.
it away. Then it gets in our water bodies, and then our fish grow testicles. Is that what you want? Is that what you want? Is
that
a
what you-
largemouth bass swimming around?
Is that what you want, Brendan?
Brendan watches Fox News, comes on her show, just yells.
It's what I heard. It's what I heard. I saw it on TV. I saw it on TV.
That's the wrong news for that.
He's your first guest on Tommy's alt-right podcast.
Do you want to do this email? This is a goodie
Yeah,
from
yeah.
our buddy Ryan. It says, "Good morning, show. Halloween is right around the corner, and one of my favorite things to talk about is really bad Halloween costumes or unpopular ones that nobody understands. Tom's story about Crystal's questionable face paint in her Bridezilla costume is near the top of the list, and I'd be lying if I said I didn't think about it and smile when she sold me my
Wait.
house.
Pervert.
Wait, was she dressed in blackface or something?
That's what I'm hearing.
This is a dangerous story to tell.
Sounds like it was a muddy green.
Yeah, this
Was
is
it a dark
this is
color?
Justin Trudeau scenario.
No.
She was starring in Aladdin.
Jim Colbert was doing his annual Halloween. This is like 15 years
Yeah.
ago.
Oh, all right, you're trying to. It was a long time ago.
It was a different time.
Yeah.
Trudeau knows. It was acceptable.
In Canada, there's no
But-
black people in Canada.
And-
he doesn't know.
So Colbert was like, "Come dressed as don't be a party pooper," because my
Yeah.
whole life I've been party pooper. It's not even just now.
Yeah, I don't.
I didn't wanna do
I
it back
will vouch
then.
for that. I think in all the time, if being on the monster, everything that I did did. Any Halloween party,
Just
he
Tom
wouldn't
pooping
dress
on
out
parties.
because luckily he had the bear suit. Like, that's not even a diss. It's just like, I think you lucked out because you're like, yes, I don't
I'll
have to.
just wear this shit.
Yeah, I'll just
Yeah.
wear this shit.
But
You
so
had a uniform.
the crystals, like I have this old like bride's dress.
Yeah.
You know, and-
Like the one she got married in with you?
no. It was
She had
a
multiple
couple others.
Yeah,
Wait
She had a couple other
shred it.
dresses.
But there was a bunch of drunk in the bear weddings back in the day.
all the goof weddings. She had extra dresses later.
We did it multiple times. And radio, you just recycle the same thing over and over.
Exactly. Why do you think Mr. Beast is doing $1 million hotel, dollar hotel? You know,
Was she like-
$1
so
million
when, you
plan,
really
dollar-
when you really got married, was she like, is this a goof wedding or is this our
They
real
needed
wedding?
money.
We celebrate two different wedding anniversaries. There's a real one, that actually legal one, and then there's a family. Anyway, stop asking question, Buster. So she had this bride's dress, and then she wanted to go as Bridezilla. So my buddy Andres at the time, he's like, I can do professional face makeup.
Well, the one thing that
I don't know
a lot of the Miami guys have in common is just the inherent confidence in everything. They do. You know, they're just like, I can do that.
yeah.
I can do movie quality makeup all over your face.
And then so Chris like, oh, can you make my face look like Bridezilla? You know, like I'll go.
Absolutely, I can do the scales.
Yeah,
I like
you know,
Is
like
it Scarface?
Well, he's
Godzilla.
Spanish, yeah.
Like, can you do Godzilla face? And I'll go in, a bride's dress.
Yeah.
Speciesist.
And then I was gonna go as King Kong, marrying Bridezilla, and because I had
He had a gorilla mask from
mask,
role-play.
and then I had like a black suit.
Okay.
And then Andres, we're all drunk, by the way. It's a different time. We're all younger and late 20s. And then so in Deltona, Crystal's sitting there, and Andres is like doing the makeup for a long time, and then he doesn't move, or he turns her around to the mirror. Voila! and then
masterpiece is born.
and it's essentially he just painted her whole face and shoulders and neck and everything
Yeah.
like a dark green.
Dark green. Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
he
yeah.
started trying to accent it and actually make
Yeah.
some like
black eye on St. Patrick's Day.
Like some gills.
it is dark green.
and then
dark.
but it was green though.
Yeah,
but it was
green
a darker green.
Green tint. You know, like when you look
And
at a
there was
car
no-
and it'll be like black with a blue tint. It was like black with a green tint.
And then so immediately Chris was like, "What the fuck? It doesn't look like anything like Godzilla.
Yeah.
There's no gills, nothing." And then he's like,
It's
"Yeah."
just-
He's like, "I started with the gills. I had to kind of fade them in like
Yeah,
a tattoo.
smooth them out.
Smooth it out.
He's using those watercolor crayons.
Yeah.
I mean, they're using the finest of makeup from Walgreens, I bet, you know?
So then, because we were already late, I was like, "Let's go. It's fine. We're just going to Jimmy's house. It doesn't matter. Like whatever." Like
If that had been your face, you never would have left.
There
that
are
house.
photos of this,
And then
right?
so we
or did you guys get rid of them?
Well, we got to Jimmy's house. He's like, "You have to hose that off outside. You can't. There's
you can't
Jim
go inside."
Phillips is here. You can't get wear this inside my house."
I mean, it is jarring. If you had any black guests there, like you walk in, it's like, oh.
He was like, "They'll put this on the internet."
Yeah, you know what?
I'll get blamed for this.
You honestly
you're
have
nothing.
to walk
You're
up
nobody.
to black guests and be like, there is a green tint to it. You know, like, you don't want to you're like talking to him and explaining it.
What's up?
That's the last thing you want to do, Brendan.
What's up?
Ryan continues. He says, for me, the worst costume I ever did was in 2019. I was incredibly excited to do it and thought it would be a hit. I readied my baggy Jinkos, donned my tall tee.
Oh, he's a juggalo, right?
Yep. He placed a great Malenko medallion around my neck and applied the most accurate shaggy two-dope face paint known to man.
Yes. Nice.
I was dressed as a juggalo and I was down to clown. That night, I arrived at my friend's Halloween party and nobody knew what I was supposed to be.
You got lame friends.
I spent the entire night having to explain what a juggalo was, telling people I was not a hip-hop version of The Crow, and reassuring them that juggalos are a real thing.
What?
To this day, I wonder if I severely overestimated the mainstream notoriety of ICP.
No, you just have shitty friends.
Or if I simply run in a circle of close-minded nerds who know nothing about music.
B.
Yeah.
For Halloween, I think it is important to be recognizable, and I'll probably go as a sheet ghost every year going forward.
Sexy sheet ghost.
As we all know, one frat boy in a sloth mask can beat out all highly detailed avatar costumes at any bar costume contest, so that's the point anyway. Or what's the point anyway? Keep it spooky. Thank you, Ryan.
Ryan's in a crisis.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, other than me, I don't ever think, and I think we've done this before. I don't think I ever had a Halloween costume that I like legitimately hated.
I have had multiple.
Hated?
Oh yeah. Like one time I went as Baba Yaga. I was a witch. I did like a facial prosthetic, big chin, saggy big boobies. I was this witch, and I had this staff with this like light up thing on the end. And I went to Parliament House, and I was like, I'm gonna nail this costume contest.
Yeah.
And they used to promenade like every single person who was at Parliament House. It was like 1,000 people.
Like a meat market.
Well, it was like that anyway. But for the Halloween contest, you had to, one at a time, you'd go out on the stage by the pool, and I was so ready, and I went up there, and everybody had been so loud, and then I went up, and everybody got so quiet, and I heard somebody in the front go, "What the fuck?"
Why were they so mad about it?
And I was like, "Oh, Halloween's ruined
to death somebody with my staff.
Yeah.
The fuck, man? Why did they say that? What a dickhead.
What the fuck? Well, because it was so like everybody got quiet.
But hold on a second.
What were the other costumes?
Hold
What were
on.
they?
You're an artist. I see even when you're fucking around with
No,
dumb
it
shit,
was
you'll be
bad.
like, was it? You're an
Apparently,
artist.
nobody knew what the fuck it was. They
Yeah,
didn't
but
know
that's not- I don't care.
I don't know what a Baba Yaga is.
Like a witch.
To be
Just a
gay
witch.
witch.
All
That's
right.
why he knows that.
Okay, I have no idea. When you said you were a Baba Yaga, I was like, you can't say that.
I just screamed at the
You can't say that word.
I don't know. I've never heard the term.
I did a Yeti once.
Maybe those men didn't like your boobs.
I don't know. They didn't like anything.
Yeah, maybe you
the
should've
person
been
who won though was like a My Fair Lady. This guy was in My Fair Lady
Yeah,
drag.
play
but
your
it-
audience,
but it
man.
was made with playing cards. Like his whole,
God.
he had a huge, massive dress and a huge hat, and everything was made with playing cards. He must have spent like $10,000 on his outfit.
My God.
I know.
Yeah,
I never went back.
anytime there's a costume
you.
contest
It's my fault they closed.
and there's professionals in there, it is unfair. Like when the people
Well-
have crazy professional.
Well, but they
grade
always go
stuff.
like, "Hey, well, what's your definition of professional?" I'm my own boss, and sometimes I sub out at Universal. That's a professional. You're a professional. Like if you are a contracted
Yeah.
airbrush guy at Universal, you're a professional.
Like Ross Paget should be, what's his face?
Shaggy.
Shaggy every year.
Every
yeah.
year.
Shaggy Too Dope. And Shaggy. Maybe a Shaggy who's Shaggy Too Dope. That's a good idea. He can have that
Wait,
one.
so Shaggy.
Dressed as the Juggalo.
So then he's Shaggy too.
Shaggy,
Yeah.
Shaggy.
That's a good idea.
Shaggy.
I'll text him. He
There's
should
some
go with that.
explanations in there, though.
Yep,
too.
comedians love it when you text them ideas and then say, you can have that. They love that. You should do that. You should do
So I'm curious, Brendan, in Canada,
Do they have Halloween? Is that a thing?
Is it
Did you
different, though?
dress up as a kid in Canada for Halloween?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
I don't
Halloween's
know.
my birthday.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So
Okay.
we always did it up at my house. I remember one year though it snowed. It was a crazy blizzard. Like generally speaking, back in the day when young, we had to dress up over our snowsuits.
Okay, so
Because
you
it
put
was
the
good.
costume over.
Oh,
Yeah.
so every costume you wear, you're going to
It
look
was
big and fat.
Yeah. And I got it was a blizzard one year. I remember my dad must have been stoned. He must have been. And I walked behind the car in the blizzard, and he backed up, and he hit me, and I ended up like on top of the car, like because I
Just
slid
call
on
Mo.
the snow.
It's just call Mo.
Slid up on the snow onto the car, and he was like,
Wait a minute,
"Brandon, are you okay?" And I was
Why
like,
did your dad back over you?
Because he's a stoner and he's a bad dad. He just wasn't looking.
This is in between him on the naked rope swing, right?
Yeah.
This guy living his best life.
Yeah, but it's Canada. Your dad's a real man. He's like, oh shit! All right, get back in the
Yeah,
car.
that's exactly what it is. Let's go to the next house.
Yeah, get in here, eh? Let's go.
Thanks for cleaning the window.
Yeah, no more ice, eh?
Now, I'm curious
Yeah.
what Little John Bustecker was in the
God.
mean
Yeah.
streets of Detroit.
Yeah.
8 Mile.
So you
Chucky.
asked me. I had to like think about this because I couldn't remember all my costumes. I even
Oh,
texted
really?
my mom. She hasn't got back to me yet.
You're an October baby too. So
Yeah,
it
I
must
was
have been
born
a
on the
big deal.
12th. But
Yeah.
I know one year I was definitely Drew Carey.
what kid wants to be Drew?
from whose line is it anyway?
From the Drew Carey show.
Oh my God.
Because you were a
I
little,
was Mimi one time.
I was a little chubby. When
yeah,
I
he was a little chonker.
So
Yeah.
it sort of fit. I had kind of a buzz cut.
You
so.
do look like Ozempic Drew.
I just wore a suit and I had like black rimmed glasses. So I don't think
and
anybody.
he's a pervert like you said. Right? Isn't Drew Carey like a super pervert?
No.
Oh, yeah.
no.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think he is. I think if you look it up, I think this guy is a noted.
He was in the Navy.
Yeah,
No, he was a Marine, actually.
Marine.
Yeah, he was
Oh,
a
that
Marine.
just means you're gay.
I know. I get excited. I get excited when a guy tells me he was in the Navy.
No, I think he's a pervert. I think
Oh,
I
really?
think he's a confirmed pervert.
Oh,
like
that's
Kenny.
too bad.
So, what were you, Buzzhacker?
Definitely Drew Carey. I know I was the
That's a
Blues
great
Brothers one time. My
that's a
friend
good
and
one.
I
I did
went
that one
together.
too. I did that one too. My buddy Dave. We did Blues Brothers.
Uh-huh.
It's funny how little boys that like comedy, like we had no business watching that.
No.
You
I
know,
was
you didn't
probably
get
12.
the really dirty jokes.
No, I don't think I did.
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
but I did love the Blues Brothers. Oh, I thought it was so cool. The megaphone on the top of the retired police car is like, oh my god, I'll have that.
Do you ever go to Whiskey Lou's to hang out with the Blues Brothers statues?
No, I've never been to. I've only been to Whiskey Lou's one time.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Well, they're there. Waiting for you.
I've never traveled to see a statue. Not that good. And I'm
I
like,
thought you liked art.
Liberty, Statue of Liberty. That could be one.
I'm like, they'll be there later.
I don't think I ever did a bad one.
Ever?
A Halloween costume?
No, I don't think I did.
What was your favorite?
My favorite, I used to go as a Dracula, like a vampire, and it was
Every year?
It was the classic. Well, I had a
Because he loved his cape.
I did have a nice cape. We had my mom sewed me a satin cape. Like this is back when your mom would like make your shit and
Yeah.
make it nice. I had like nice pants, a satin cape. I had a real tuxedo shirt. I had the black buttons. I had the medallion with like the cameo of like the
Wow.
man's head. You know, I had. But my buddy David Martin, my mom's friend, he was a choir director at our church. He really was an artist.
Where's this going?
And he was an airbrush guy.
Mom's friend.
Choir director.
But she was the organist. And he was, So, and he airbrushed my face.
Brendan's an organist, too.
Yeah, I know he is.
It's on my LinkedIn.
Let me airbrush you. Take off your shirt. I'll airbrush your body.
He did. He would airbrush my body completely white. Yeah.
He
Well, he wouldn't
insisted
airbrush
every
my
year.
penis. He kept it in his mouth. He said
Just to keep the paint off
the
of it.
paint off of it. You know him.
Yeah, it's what my uncle said to me.
You know Dave.
Yeah, my uncle used to do that for me.
This
every
guy's
time.
still alive.
When my uncle
He's
used
just
to
gonna get back
Yeah,
to him. And he's gonna write me. He's gonna be like, "You told people you put your penis in my mouth while I was airbrushing."
No, and you're
your
like,
body."
no. I said you put my penis in your mouth.
I guess when you think about it now, you can't really say those things anymore. I mean, there was a time when you trusted your friends. Like that was a time when my mom could drop me off at David Martin's house and he could airbrush me in his back
She
computer
knew,
room, and
she
it was
knew.
no big deal.
She had to. She owed him money. It was a deal.
I was thinking about that. In the 80s, you could
do that.
You could drop your kid off at an old
Anywhere.
Asian man's house so he can learn karate. You don't know what the hell he's doing there.
We did like 3 months on the karate the rest of the time.
You okay? I feel like there was more to that story, John.
We're realizing some things today.
Do we need to unpack something right
I
now?
was saying, it was fine back then.
What about you? Like you, I've seen your cowboy
Yeah.
because that's the one you still have, right?
But it's funny because
The irony of you, the guy that doesn't care about any of that stuff, and you're the one that kept your costume, which is really cool.
Wait,
Well,
how
because-
old? How old? Like a little kid cowboy?
yeah, it was.
He still
I was-
got it.
I was like 5 years old.
It's really cool that he still has it because when you see it, you're like, "Oh shit!" It's like stepping back in time. I wish I kept that.
What do you mean you
stuff.
still have it? Like you have like the shirt and stuff?
Yeah, my wife kept the whole costume.
The whole
then we
costume?
dressed my son. I forgot Tommy
cool
or
is
Max.
that? How cool is that?
He wore it one year. And
Straight
then,
people, eh?
Wait, what are you talking about? It's basically the village people.
I know Trump keeps playing. He's playing YMCA and all of his
Loves
things.
it.
Yeah.
But even I've told the story before. But in like third grade, I was like, I'm not dressing up anymore. And then I showed up
You
at
aged
school,
out fast.
and then my teacher thought I was poor and couldn't afford an outfit. They brought me to the office
go.
because they had a bunch of like outfits. there.
wig out of yarn here, buddy.
And
They
they
made you get dressed up?
No, they were just like, we have some. They were trying to be
With
like
some lice-ridden flannel.
they were trying to be
Here's
nice.
a sandwich, buddy. You ever had a sandwich?
They didn't want to make me feel bad, so they brought me there like, oh, you can pick out. And I'm like, no, I didn't
Here's
want.
a teddy
My
bear one of
mom
the
was-
resource officers gives the kids that are abused. You want to hold that
So
for
you're
a little
always
bit.
on the spectrum.
No, well, my son's like that. It's not even that. It just didn't like fun that much.
Yeah.
Like,
I wonder
you're a
if
party
just-
pooper.
the idea of putting on something to draw attention is not I don't
Yeah, I
think-
didn't like it.
yeah.
My son Tommy
I loved it.
doesn't like it that much either. Like he'll do it, but even now, like he still hasn't picked out a costume, and it's it's around the corner. Like Max already has his. Like
What's he gonna do? Oh, he has
The
another
inflatable. garbage.
yeah.
He likes the
Get mad.
Chinese garbage. I'm like,
And
don't you want
being a Target employee, she has one red vest. That's all she
Oh,
wants.
that's
It's
great.
the lamest shit I've ever seen.
But she loves that.
She does love
She's
it.
in on the joke. Because, like,
No,
she'll
this
tell
is
people.
this is what she wanted. There is no joke. She thinks it's cool.
She wants to be a Target employee.
Yeah, she thinks that's cool. And
I
it
love
really
it.
reinforced it when Andrea said that she worked at Target, and it was almost like, I'm like, shut the fuck up. Like, because I wanted her to do something cooler and more fun, but that's not.
She likes Normcore.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
likes Normcore.
That's
100%.
cool. That's cool.
All right, before we take a break,
Yes, sir.
I did. I was searching the internet. I was like, "What is popular for Halloween?"
What is
this year?
popular?
Well,
Question mark.
and
What
then
is internet?
and then I stumbled upon inappropriate costumes. They're like, you should
Oh
definitely.
yeah, stumbled upon.
And then I picked out 3 ones that I approve for comedy.
Okay.
One is Olympic Snoop Dogg.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
Which I
he
feel
looks
like
great.
anybody could pull off with the whole Olympic jumpsuit.
I thought you were going to say that. My number one, and we're going to see a ton of these, is going to be ray guns. There's going to be
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
so
there
many
is ray guns,
That'll
yeah.
be your number one.
Yeah, yeah.
For ladies especially, it'll
I
be.
don't know why.
She's the Australian breakdancer.
Oh, yeah.
Ray gun.
The kangaroo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Puff Daddy holding baby oil.
And full blackface.
Yeah. Well, that's up to you.
Oh,
Okay.
That'll be at Wall Street.
Oh, wait.
for
What if you
sure.
go white? Okay, hold on. What if you combine?
What if you're the baby?
What if I'm the state Puff Marshmallow Man as Puff Daddy holding baby oil?
Okay, yeah,
And
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
Stay Puff Daddy holding baby oil.
Yeah. Some variation.
Yeah, Stay Puff Daddy.
I like that.
Last comedy one I saw was migrant worker with lobster bib, but instead of a lobster, it's a dog.
Oh, yeah, dog bib.
yeah.
Dude, that's good.
Cats and dogs. They're eating them.
Yeah, they like that.
Maisie does the dance now. Do you know the dance?
No, but do it.
Well, it's okay. I do know it because she does it all the time with her dance friends. It's they're eating the dogs. They're eating the cats. eat dogs. Eat cats.
Yes. Oh, I do. Because there was a hot guy on
fucking
TikTok.
dance, and she does a spin, and then you kick to the left, and spin, and you kick to the right, and then, yeah.
You're such a dance.
Yeah. Oh, I love
What
it.
a dance,
Well, when she started
Dad.
dancing to that, I started laughing. I'm like, well, that's my fucking jam right there. Put that on. Yeah, let's go.
All right, let's take a break.
Yes,
Great.
sir. The name of the band. We're gonna bring back ska for a second. This is the Ratchets. This is Late Stage Capital. We'll be right back with more Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan. 1-844-TOMNDAN show at tomandan.com for last minute emails or other things.
You're only drinking coffee made of moral ground. Then you're bound to be a sector in the reach around. 'Cause they're holding it together with some gaffer's tape. And now the ocean's rising.
Hollabox German restaurant right there in downtown Sanford. And Hollabox also has the Outfitters where you can get all your gear. They have the market.
Yeah.
And-
Well, I mean, to-go meals, spaghetti eyes, all the gummy bears,
Yeah.
German treats and knickknacks and cookies and snacks.
It's like walking in a German grocery store with all the
Yeah.
like a wall of Haribo gummy bears.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
And like I said, you can go in there and get some really good to-go meals to take home and heat up in your house. Of course, we always talk about Hollabox, the main restaurant. It's the best German restaurant I've ever been to. I'm German. I love the food. The entertainment. I mean, it's hard to talk about it. I know we struggle sometimes when we're talking about it because we're like, hey, go to this restaurant. It's kind of hard to call Hollabox a restaurant considering that it's like the decor, the atmosphere, the staff, the way the people treat you, the music.
It's like a German theme park restaurant. You know what I'm saying? With the atmosphere, it's an
Yes.
experience
Yeah.
when you go.
It's kind of like going to a theme park for sure. Yeah.
We're doing a BDM event there tomorrow, so October 19th,
Yep.
and you have to be a BDM, but we're gonna embrace the Oktoberfest,
The vibe.
the
We're gonna-
vibe that and I think
Yeah,
everybody should.
the fellowship and the fun of everything. Yeah, we're gonna do it. So come on out if you're a BDM only party.
Yep.
And if you've never been to Hollabox, maybe this is your opportunity to bring your family down and show them what it's like.
And the weather's beautiful, so they have the upstairs beer garden
It's gonna
that's
be crazy
outside.
good, man.
So and up there at Uberkeller, they have like tapas style German plates, so you can get some a bunch of different tapas
but
German food,
look,
and then
for
some
most of you,
beers.
I know what you want. You
Yeah,
want
yeah.
some beers and a pretzel, right?
Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
we
yeah.
got you.
Yeah,
This is gonna
some
be awesome.
sausages.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And we're gonna have some games. We're doing the beer puppeteer. We're gonna do some sign holding competitions. You
Yeah.
have to be a BDM, But again, this might be your gateway to checking out Hollebox German Restaurant.
Enjoy the Oktoberfest. It's Hollebox German Restaurant in downtown Sanford.
I miss the ocean, watching your bare feet sink into the shore.
Welcome back to A Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan. I am Dan.
I'm Tom.
On the couch with us, we love these guys so much, from the Bungalower and the Bus radio program, Mr. John Busdecker and Mr. Brendan O'Connor.
Hey.
I'll give you a blast.
Thank you.
I'll do that.
I like when you say the name of our show right. That's even better.
Well, I am a radio professional. I've
And
been
an
doing
English
this. Did you know
speaker.
this is my 29th year?
Wow.
Yeah, so next year, I'm going to... I don't know if this is...
You gonna make it?
Next year will be my last year of broadcasting.
All right.
I've just announced that now. And I'm hoping that Orlando will do a massive parade for me through the city.
Yeah. We'll bring back the Kumquat parade.
I want the kumquat, and I'll dress as a kumquat.
Yeah, that's perfect.
I ate so many kumquats one time as a young boy in the back of back of my house that I threw up.
Marmalade?
Oh man, orange kumquats everywhere. I used to eat the shit out of those. I sit in the tree to eat them like a monkey.
Yes.
That's what's wrong with my hips, because I used to perch up in the kumquat trees. I'm serious.
We didn't just fall out of a
and Tom will
kumquat
just start
tree.
laughing at me, and this is all true. Into land, I would perch up.
I love it.
Like a monkey in my kumquat tree, and I'd eat all the.
Would you rub them on your shirt?
shirt? Puking them all out. My dad's like, Dad Lee, what are you doing? I told you to stop eating my goddamn kumquat. Get in here.
Yeah, I like that.
So, Brendan, I
Did he
saw
hit
that recently you were on the 50 most powerful people in Orlando list.
Who, me?
Wow. What?
And then when I saw that, I was like, well, how
Suck-
powerful is he?
You suck enough dick.
So what are the qualifications or like the
Power.
I've
I've never been on one of these lists. 29
power-
years of
Me
talking
neither.
in this
Me
town.
neither.
I've never had it. I don't have any fucking power.
How do they quantify it?
I don't know how they go.
It's like what
Reach, like how often people see your name doing
Alright,
stuff,
okay, alright.
and
I know like Mayor Dyer's on that list, and
Yeah, some
Mayor
lobbyists,
Demings, and I know Sheriff Mina's on that list.
I know I've never had my kid throw their bong out of their car. I know that. Does that make you powerful? Does that make you powerful?
politicians? Yeah.
my friend married her, married his son.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They got babies.
Did he dress as a bong?
Yeah.
I'm just pointing that. I'm just going to point it out. Never let it go.
Yeah, I don't know. Big deal, amazing. I immediately put it on my LinkedIn, but I'm still fat and underpaid.
Hey, buddy, don't say that.
Untalented, no friends.
That's not true. That's not true.
What kind of power can you wield here? Because what can you
I can call people up.
can you
Call
get-
people up, make things happen.
Okay, what can we make happen? Because I was like,
You
I
want
know
some pigeons
Brendan.
on roofs? You want some inflatable pigeons on roofs? I got you.
I
Gotcha.
kind of only want things that benefit me.
Yeah. It's like bad things.
I don't-
Like we want bad things.
Yeah,
Like, can you get a tank of nitrous?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay,
There we go.
yeah. Drugs.
We got one. We got one.
Could you ruin people's reputation?
Yeah.
All right, okay.
All right.
That's something.
I like that.
Kind of
He's
did.
probably done that before.
We kind of did. We got in trouble. Right? Remember that
we
one
we
time?
can talk about that later.
Who'd you ruin?
No, I can't. 'Cause he got really mad.
Oh no.
We made fun of someone's event. I made fun of someone's event in one of our episodes.
Long time ago.
A long time ago. But they don't do the event anymore. It was
No.
a very popular Orlando series of events that is no longer around because there was some poison in the air after that.
Oh,
Brendan ruined it.
I did. And all I said was,
All you were doing is speaking your truth.
I
From your,
was. And we
from
were
your core.
very drunk.
We've had a lot of people get hurt on this show because they share their true feelings about something, right, Tom? You share your true feelings, it gets out there.
Yeah.
And people aren't prepared for the
They're not
truth, and then
prepared.
they hear it.
They're not prepared.
And then it hurts their feelings.
Yeah.
And then you have to go, did you have to go and try to fix the problem?
I
You
did.
fixed it?
John did. No, John fixed his relationship with that person.
Not really.
The problem was not fixed, and I refused to apologize, but we invited him on the show to try to. I was like, well, if you are mad, come on and talk about it. Let's
Oh
do
my
that.
God, that's the Howard Stern way.
That's how you get the good content.
Dude, you
That was
got
your
fucking
suggestion.
Brendan's got-
Yeah.
Brendan, you know why Brendan's on that list? Because he's got fat fucking nuts. That's why he's on that list. Seriously, dude, like that's fat nuts to be like, oh, if you're mad about it, why don't you come come into
John's
our
suggestion.
fucking cathedral and then let me slap you
And
around a little
he
bit.
wouldn't even look at me, that guy.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, he still hates me.
Those fake titties that Brenda has, that's Brenda.
are my nuts.
Yeah, those are your titty nuts.
My big old titty
Yeah,
nuts.
get on my titty nuts.
I had a 7-Eleven guy yell at me last night because he said my tits didn't look real. I
Your
was
titties
like,
don't look real, motherfucker.
those are some bad titties. They don't look real at all.
Yeah, you got some whopper-jawed ass, loose ass titties.
I was like, I got a beard. Like, what? I'm not trying to convince you of nothing. What do you want?
This bitch got some whopper-jawed ass, sag ass titties. You sag ass titty, motherfucker.
It's like you were there.
Was this before or after your event?
After.
So you could have taken them out going into 7-Eleven.
Well, I was drunk and getting snacks.
Get your ass some bitter titties.
You think I should have taken them out?
I mean, you're done
then
with
I'm
your
just a
event.
guy in a jumpsuit.
Do you know of the Brenda? Let's speak to can I speak to Brenda, please? Do you know of the trend of women that are buying the really pronounced
biddies.
and but like on Instagram, if you go, it's an epidemic on Instagram. You go on there. Jake Paul is doing it with the rubber belly he has now that he's wearing in all
he
of
wearing a
the
rubber
fight
belly?
promos. No, this is a big thing for influencers, and I thought maybe you might have done it because like in the drag world, do they use the
bibs?
They're like bibs, right?
Yeah, silicone bibs.
Yeah, and ladies
it'll
are doing
Velcro
these
around your neck.
So moms are doing these low key moms. Like Andrea could do this right now. So
Yeah.
like there are plenty of normal ladies doing this, and I'm all for it. So let's say like Crystal or Andrea, they buy one of these bibs and they put it over their real titties.
Okay.
So they've got these big, and they look like milk engorged, like
Gigantic.
They're gigantic, but they look real
Like
as fuck.
can crushers.
Like and then you put a loose T-shirt over it so your nipples point.
Yeah.
And then you just kind of bounce on the Instagram. Like if you go and look it up, if you just look at bouncing boobs or
Tom's
something.
like, I'll go check it out.
First of all, it's not an epidemic; it's your algorithm.
But all of these ladies are making money. Like
Yeah.
they do OnlyFans. Is
Yeah.
my point? Is like this is a legitimate job where you put on fake latex titties and you bounce the titties. So you're not even showing
It's
your own
the-
nudity. It's not even nudity.
It's the social and selling too. Like they'll be selling, like they'll go Facebook Live or TikTok
Yes.
Live, and then they're bouncing, and then they're like, "Whoa, what do you want?" Like you guys did a thing on those cosplayers who like pretend they're robots or
Yeah, okay,
something.
yeah.
It's the same thing.
Yeah.
It's the same thing, except it's just someone with big fake titties.
But it's not nudity.
But it's
My point is that
prosthetic.
like your wife could do it, my wife could do it,
Yeah.
anybody could do it.
I want to do
They're
one with
not
Brenda
real.
where she sits on cake.
Yeah, that's a thing.
Yeah,
That is
I wanna do
100% a thing. You'd make money. You would make money doing it.
Make some money.
Or do people think they're real?
No.
So they know they're prosthetic.
I-
So
okay.
why-
I'm sure when you're scrolling,
I think
at first you might.
I think at first because at first I thought they were real because they do look.
Is that what
real.
drew you in?
I do think that's the gateway. That's how they get you in. I think that they get you in because it does move like a pendulous breast.
Yeah.
You know.
Because they shake.
Yeah, they move around.
So
and
it's just to catch your eye,
and then you're
for
like,
a second.
maybe I'll
you-
watch this.
Yeah.
video.
It's like when they do the like on TikTok, it'll be like they'll take someone's clip of someone
if I can
talking, and
find
then
some.
next to it they'll have like someone stirring stew.
Yeah, or
You know?
I get the car jumping off with some weird ramps video game.
So like it's those two things. Like that's like you're listening to the audio from the one, but you're transfixed by the weird garbage clip.
Yeah. When I see people do that, I realize why they're doing it because
Yeah.
they're like, this is just to draw people in, so they listen to it. But
Do you get mad?
yeah, okay, yeah, because I'm like, this is stupid.
Wait a minute.
Tickle bitties.
See how they
They're
do
not
that?
that big.
These are real, but so this one's real, but that she's doing the same thing.
Stop.
So they take.
Wait a minute. This isn't anything like what you were trying to go with.
Well, I'm
This is
trying to
just some
find
good-
it. I'm trying to find it. I
just
can't
found
find it
some
right
girl
now.
who put her
I'm
tits
trying to
together.
find it. I can't find it right now. But it's like it's a thing where they're
Worst
not
example.
even real titties.
Yeah, that bizarre. That is.
I think that's from Jimbo. You know Jimbo the drag queen?
Jimbo the drag queen.
Yeah, he was Canadian. He won one of them. I can't remember.
No,
There's
I
a million
don't.
drag race things. Jimbo's from Canada, and he has set the tone now for tiggle bitties. Everybody, like, he would wear the biggest prosthetic boobs, and at one time he had a huge set on the front, and then he put another set on his butt. So and he danced by making them both. And he won.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, and now a lot of people are wearing bigger breasts.
It's a more is more scenario.
Yeah, especially with drag queens.
How big can you go though? Like at
They
some
can
point,
get
they're just
really
gonna
big.
like touch the floor, right?
Yeah.
That could be funny.
That could be funny. It could rip too. Like if your bib's not like, because
Yeah.
after a while the
And
bib
I think
is
they're heavy.
Oh, they're so heavy.
Like the ones that like
Yeah.
that's the thing that I think I'm sort of fascinated in is that like it's not even like the sexual part
They're
of it.
expensive,
it's like,
too.
Yeah, like how do you afford it?
Yeah.
How long? How do you? I think you have to powder them afterwards. Like when you put them, you have to take care of them.
I didn't know. I have a set, not the really big ones,
Yeah.
because I thought that's what I was supposed to get. To do drag. I really just use Nerf balls now because I think it's funnier.
Yeah,
And they
amazing
don't-
how
and they
that works
don't-
out. There, you
and-
probably spent a lot of money on these.
Yeah, and I did. I got a set of tits, and I was like, and at first I was like, oh, I feel weird just having
How much
these in
did
the
those
house.
cost?
Because it feels perverse. But that set was probably $300.
Oh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're expensive as hell, and that's why some of these creators,
Like one
you see
gig,
them invest and get them, and then like they'd have to be making money because some of these suits
Yeah.
I've seen, I
But
looked
I
them
never
up one
powdered
time,
it. Yeah.
and I got on I got into like the world, and I
Yeah.
started looking at it and pricing it.
Yeah, you did.
And some of these things are like $2,000,
Are you gonna get a set?
$3,000. No, I'm not going to get a set. But I was amazed at like, can
You'll
you
be-
imagine stroking a check for $3,000
Yeah.
to China for a set of?
You're going to
fake-
make it back, though. They're all making it back. Drag queens are going to make it back.
Get some Nerf balls, apparently.
Yeah.
But what
Nerf balls.
what do the people like about it? That are watching.
I think I can
don't
answer
understand.
this. There's a certain level of exaggeration. There's probably a Japanese term for it. But when you watch hentai or any of that stuff, I'm bastardizing.
Tentacle
Are you asking what people like about boobs?
Yeah, but no, like some of the
No, I know
anime.
that.
No, but some of the anime, it's very exaggerated, and they're giving you the real version of the exaggeration, right?
Yeah,
So the
okay.
drawing, when you're looking at some of these Asian girls that we know will never have a
They're so
chest that's like a
small.
triple
Yeah.
F. 38
Yeah.
triple F, and then these people are like literally buying the bib that looks like those anime characters, and it comes to life. I think that's
I
why
want a
they
set
like
now.
it.
I want a set.
So it's like a cosplay type of
It is.
situation.
But you also have to get custom clothes to fit it.
Yeah.
Like it's not like there's like a level. Like at least in drag. Like if you're gonna rock those titties, like you have to have clothes that fit it. That's not an off the rack situation.
Yeah. It's all it's a costume.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
100%.
So if they got those tits and they look good, it's because they got money.
Okay.
Yeah.
You guys want to blow through some of these emails and voicemails?
Yeah,
we got
yeah,
tons of stuff. Let's roll through these. All right, this one is from Josh. He says, "Long-time listener here. Hey, Dan.
Hey, Josh.
Just finished watching the live stream with Ben Franklin. Make sure you go back and find that. We did have a special guest, Ben Franklin, stop by. He wants to know, I've seen episodes on YouTube like Feed, Drink the Skin, Snap Into It, Dark Ages. Are any of these episodes able to be viewed on the actual podcast, or are these just YouTube videos? Those are just YouTube videos. I apologize.
What are you talking about?
It daily, when we do the show daily, it's streamed on YouTube and it's streamed on Twitch. And you can jump into the chat room and you can watch everything there. And when we're done, all of those like daily recordings go up on YouTube and Twitch, but they're not released for podcast. So, I mean, they will eventually be released for ACT. They will eventually be released for this show. But the way that we record is not going to stay in that perfect alignment.
Yeah, but the shows that we do on YouTube
Right.
are our podcasts.
Correct.
But there's a lot of content that's just YouTube and Twitch because, you'll know when we start the show. We start
Yes.
it and end it, but then there's, we leave it recording.
Yeah,
for the,
and you could go in there and you can see like all the behind the scenes stuff. Let's jump into this one right here. Who the hell has a night wedding? I've never ever heard of a
I
wedding
like
at
that.
night. And I am the special person that has to go to a night wedding instead of stuffing my face at the Hollabox BDM feast. Fuck my luck. All right, it ain't the end of the world, and I'll still eat free, but still, hope y'all have a blast, and I'll see you at the couch races. Kurt.
Well, wait. What time are they getting married?
I've never been to a night wedding. I've never even heard of a night wedding.
Well, the reception
Yeah.
is at night usually,
Yeah.
but I guess you're right. The actual wedding, the ceremony is usually during the day.
Maybe
Yeah.
they didn't get invited to the wedding. They just got invited to the reception.
Well, then that's not a wedding. If,
And I know he's confused.
Yeah, but maybe he's dumb.
he
That's
just
what
got
Brendan's saying. Yeah.
That's
But
probably
maybe
what
it's
it is.
cheaper to do it at night, too.
It is. It's got to be cheaper. I
What?
Because, like, the venues may be booked during the day, but,
well,
you
it's like
can go here
weekday
at
weddings.
night.
You've heard of weekday
Oh.
weddings, right? Like I've known people that get married on like a Thursday. And
I got
I'm-
married on a Sunday because it was cheaper.
Yeah, I know people that have gotten married like
a
during
good
the
day to
week.
get
Now,
married.
I also think that's super weird because that's just me. That's just my opinion.
Yeah,
But
Why?
you know, just because like
You want to be under the light of God?
well, I wouldn't feel comfortable asking everybody to come to my wedding on a Tuesday. That's just me projecting how I feel.
Okay.
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't- you know what I
'Cause
mean?
it's a
Like
school night?
No, I'd rather do it on a weekend when normal people do their wedding.
yeah.
I agree. I agree.
All your guests,
That's just me. You know.
Okay.
all your guests, they open up the invite. They're like Tuesday, and they're like, "Ooh."
Yeah, I mean, again, why would I
Not
even want to
doing
throw
well.
my hard-earned money at something that half the people are not going to want to go to on a Tuesday?
Someone in the chat said they could be goth, which that makes sense. Maybe they're getting
Okay.
married at that mannequin's place.
Like
to
a
see it.
cemetery.
Yeah, but I really hate those. If you wear a steampunk wedding, I hate it. I'm sorry, I hate it.
I've never been to
I
a-
want
I've
you
never
happy.
been to a themed wedding.
I want you happy. I really want you happy. And look, it's not my wedding, so fuck me. I'll say that up front.
It's a tiki wedding
But
one.
if you dress in a kilt with a steampunk hat and you're like, and then you have like R2D2 coming, like it's fucking
My favorite wedding
take
I
it
went to,
seriously.
everybody had a duty at the and my job was to shuck the corn.
I'm not going there to work. I'm not going there to work.
Was it a pilgrim wedding?
Because we all, as
No.
a community
No, no.
of family
You
and
give
friends,
me a boiled
came
chicken,
together.
free boiled chicken. I'll eat it. It sucks.
No!
You get married.
It was
I'll-
so good.
I'll
They
go
made
hug your
you
wife.
work the wedding?
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Where there's a Huckleberry Finn. Was Jim there?
Yeah, Jim.
Did they say it?
They put Jim in the back.
He doesn't hang out with me. If I
What was Jim's job?
Yeah, so
Yo, titty's too big.
Your titty's too big.
All right. You want to do
I
another?
gotta
was
shuck
going
that
on.
corn.
Let's go. You know what? Let's do mail on mail. Like, impromptu mail on mail. I'll jump
Mail
over here.
on mail.
Do some voicemails too. Yes, Tom.
I do feel like nowadays that people are having smaller and smaller weddings, right?
Yeah.
Cheaper.
They're not
Yeah.
spending a shit ton of money and
Which is
having the
smart.
traditional, giant extravaganza that you spend,
Awful.
$30,000 on, and
And everybody there hates you.
it does. I wonder if
I moved away. That's why we had a smaller wedding too. Like all my family had to come down here to go to our
Sure.
wedding. So if I'd have been married back in Michigan, it might have been a bigger wedding.
Nobody's going to travel to Michigan though. Like if they
Yeah.
like, are you going to
That's
have
not a
everyone come to
destination
Florida?
wedding.
I'm just saying,
for
if
a
I grew up
wedding, or-
there and I lived there my whole life, I would have had more people that I probably would
Your
have
people.
invited because they would have been coming from like the town over, whereas they would have had
Yeah.
to come to Florida for my wedding.
you should do two.
Yeah.
Here, everybody I've ever talked to, first never regrets having a small, cheap wedding, right?
Nope.
And then on the other side, may not regret having an expensive wedding, but a lot of them, including myself, would rather, in retrospect, have had the money spent on the
Agreed.
wedding at that time in my life. And looking back at the expensive party that we threw, we like me and Crystal were like, we would have rather had the money because now that we had the other thing, we're like, not that worth it. Like to have some super extravagant wedding, like, no one goes back and looks at it.
But
like,
if
oh,
you're
glad-
rich, they don't give a shit.
well, if you have unlimited money,
Yeah, mine wasn't like super extravagant. I guess I'm sort of in the middle. I enjoyed the day. Thought it was good. I don't regret it, but
Where did you get married?
if
at
you'd have just done
Lake Lucerne.
Oh,
was
Oh,
nice.
he had a nice, yeah,
It was nice.
But if you would have just had a smaller wedding, you would have probably your happiness level would have been equal to.
I mean, it could have. I'll never
Yeah.
know. I mean,
No,
like
I know.
I enjoyed though that wedding though. I mean, I will say with the catering, I probably wouldn't have done. I would have done it quicker. That's the one thing that I don't understand is the feeding people. I would have pulled back on that.
we did food stations.
I
at
didn't
my
get any
brother's.
food because I was like all doing stuff, and then not like I wouldn't do food. I wouldn't do cake. Maybe do that privately.
Wait, you wouldn't feed anybody there?
No, I would just
No?
have you come for the ceremony and then open bar. and then we just have a
Get
couple
the hell
drinks.
out of here.
Yeah, do it
well, that's
quick.
a small wedding.
Yeah, I would. But I love the venue.
In
I
a
thought
drum
that was
circle.
cool. Like do it like at an hour, right? Like we show up.
Yeah.
And I did insist that my ceremony was like super quick. I like a hyper quick ceremony, and then let's dance and have a couple drinks and get the hell out of here. You know,
sounds
I mean, But yeah, the food thing. Maybe that's the thing that I hate. That was the most expensive part. Was the food.
Yeah, it is bizarre what kind of cultural thing we've built here with weddings and what
It's more of a thing here in the States.
Yeah,
I can see the difference. When I go, like, in Canada, nobody's even wearing suits to weddings. Not really, like, in the North, anyway. I'm sure in Toronto they do, but...
Right, well, that's...
It's
big city, sure.
Less fancy, more of
You want to wear, like, your nice sweater.
Yeah.
Let's try this voicemail right here just to give you guys a little bit of a backstory. We have had multiple listeners call in on remedies for warts, like hand warts. And we had one gentleman call in and say that you should get in a jacuzzi and then use fingernail clippers after soaking in the jacuzzi. And we have somebody else.
And then use fingernail clippers?
Yeah, and then
To cut it out?
And you clip your warts in the public hot tub.
You clip them in here's.
Hey, Tom and Dan, it is Mike up in St. Augustine. With Tom, with your boys in the warts, the death metal furniture dude was correct. I never soaked in a hot tub. I just went straight for it. Toenail clippers, dig, clip, dig and clip. It's going to bleed like you wouldn't believe. It won't stop bleeding, but eventually will, obviously.
Wait, are we talking...
Toenail clippers...
Are we talking skin tags or warts?
Warts.
I can talk about this with
like seed warts.
Florida kids, I don't know.
Yeah,
if
you
know
get
this,
seed warts. I got them on my hands.
Yeah, you get warts. I had them when I was a kid. My sons have them now.
I had one right here on the.
I had one on my finger too.
Yeah, I had one on the bumper where I would write with a pencil and it hurt so bad. And I did after talking, like really thinking about this, listening to these guys. I did fingernail clippers on the seed wart. I did not do alcohol, and it did bleed crazy. But seed warts were those ones when you clip it down, you could see like little tiny holes in your skin.
What?
Yeah.
So I had to go to like the dermatologist and get like the laser. Well, first
fancy.
the freeze
Rich guy
thing.
over here. We got a rich guy. Everybody.
Freeze thing didn't work, so then they had to do like the laser thing, which hurts like hell, especially on your hands. It hurts
You
like
call
hell.
them seed warts?
Yeah,
and then that would not work, and so eventually I was like, well, I'll just look at like old wives' tales.
Potato.
And I found one where
put a potato.
No,
you
I
duct tape a potato.
I soaked it in apple cider vinegar. And that one did work.
Plainer works.
So, you put a cotton ball, apple cider vinegar, and then duct tape. And I kept it there for like 2 weeks, and it was gone.
My mom, it's planer warts.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I got.
My mom had one on her foot, and she had to get blister beetle slurry put on it.
That is some Canadian
La Baba.
That's the Babadook.
My God, we got a gay Babadook.
Hey, Babadook is a gay icon.
Is he?
Yeah, he was in the...
He was gay? Babadook was gay?
We've adopted him. He's been in gay pride parades in Australia.
He's gay. 100% he's gay.
Should go as like a drag. Like
he could be an ally.
The Boobadook.
He could be big boobs. The Boobadook. It's the funniest thing you've ever said. That's a great idea.
I want to do a video where I'm under someone's bed and my titties are up here and I'm like, heavy breathing. What's happening? I'm the Boobadook.
So wait, go back to the beetle slurry? What?
Yeah, it makes you... So there's a beetle, if you touch it, it has a chemical that makes you blister up. And apparently if you apply that to planner stuff, it helps it come out. Like,
There
without
you go.
having to dig.
Yeah, the whole chat room's like just roasting me. They're like, Daniel, you fucking idiot. The Babadook's always been bisexual, you fucking idiot. I'm like, what?
It's in the name.
Everybody's like, he's a pansexual, you fucking idiot. And I'm like, well, bi and pan aren't the same. I didn't know.
No, they're not.
Yeah, they're not.
was
So
in
you
the
guys
movie.
are a lot of misinformation.
He likes the Baba. He likes the Duke.
When you put it that way, maybe you're like, put it that way, I'm on the spectrum of the Babadook. Because I like the Baba and the
Baba and the Dookie.
Sometimes I like the Baba a lot more, though. Okay, let's do another one. Let's do another one. This was another. I'm going through all the voicemails that were hot topics. I'm just going to pivot from emails because we had some good ones that came through. Let's do this one right here.
Hey, Tom and Dan. I'm just listening to
Looks so sad.
the most recent VDM show. It's like Stinky Fingers or something, of course.
Good
Probably
guess.
the title.
Good guess.
Tom's talking about how the blowjob should be equal to or rather the reward should be equal to the task, and thus he wants his wife to put a little bit of effort into the blowjob.
Okay, let me preface this. So,
Bussecker knows.
Tom did hurricane cleanup. I think I can do this quickly. Tom did hurricane cleanup. He did like over 25 different bags of leaves.
Wow.
He's out there busting his ass. He's out there, in his tiny Duke, shirtless, just really working up a froth.
Wow.
And he got it all done. And then all he asks is that when he comes in, takes a shower, and then he goes to get a hero's blowjob, he wants a blowjob like he sees in the, quote, movie.
No, not even that. I just want...
Right? I think I did a good job.
He wants one of those naughty MILF ones.
just where it's equal to the amount of the
That is what he
reward.
Yeah. You want 25 bags worth of sucking. That's the name of the show.
It's got to, and you can't just do a half-assed,
if that's the reward, if that's the agreed upon
everything
reward.
Brendan says on the show, people cheer for.
That's a good point.
25. You need to get your dick sucked like 25 bags of trash.
If that was agreed upon,
Brendan makes a good point. Was that agreed upon pre?
Or did you show up after all gross and you were like, I just did all this work, now suck my dick.
Look at the look at his eyes.
That's
he
what
didn't get
happened.
nothing in writing.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just saying, and no one does, but and a lot of times...
Don't Trump gaslight me.
We have a hot take. We have a hot take from the chat room.
What?
Hot take from the chat room is that's gross as fuck. I can't stand it when they're playing with their saliva like they're porno Spider Woman.
Ew, what?
I think you're one of one. Like if my wife just started spitting on me, I might just start coming because I never get that. I'm just saying, like
you never get to spit.
I don't get like Tom's saying, I never get the.
Why don't you just get it outsourced? Maybe that's the reward. It's like
well, that's cheating.
Well, of course I want that.
I'm sure she doesn't want to. It sounds like she doesn't want to suck your dick. So maybe there's a way that, like, after you do all that hard work, she can be like, "All right, go use your get out of jail."
What if the Babadook's in there? What if you go in there and it's not Crystal, it's Brenda dressed as the Babadook?
The Boobadook shows up.
I heard somebody needs a dick suck.
Fuck my big old titties. I want my 25 bags worth.
That's the brain of a logical gay man. If you don't want to do it, I'll just get it somewhere else. And then the other person should be like, "Great, I don't want to do it anyway."
Yeah.
It's like you're hiring
because they're
someone,
busy making tacos or something.
Jordan continues a
hiring
little bit
someone
here.
to mow your lawn. Should be no difference.
Jordan continues here.
And he's like, I want it like the porns. And you're like, that's not real. That's messing
porns.
everybody up.
The porns? Wait, pause it. Did he say the porns?
Yeah, he said the porns. Like in the porns.
You've seen the movies.
I've never heard it pluralized like that.
They're porns.
Children of the porns.
Like in the funny pages.
Look at the funny pages.
I'll see you in the funny pages.
See in the porns.
They are putting on a performance. They're giving
acting.
max effort.
They're acts to. That was Max Hardcore. He got arrested. Okay, he continues.
I am in a same-sex relationship.
Oh, faggot.
And I'm bisexual.
Why would you say that, Brendan?
For a split second, I thought that was Bussecker, and I fell out of my chair. for this much, because I listened to Bungalower in the Bus a lot, and I thought it was Bussecker.
I was about to say it.
I thought it was
this is
Bussecker.
recorded.
My eyes started sweating.
John's allowed to say it. He's been around it enough.
That is it.
Giving Pat, I was trying to explain it to my
you
son.
can't give people the F card.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you can't give out that pass. Like, other people don't accept the pass.
No.
So it's like
I can say it.
I can say
Okay, he
it.
continues.
And I'm bisexual. I've been with men and women. And
Now you're bragging.
everybody who has ever sucked my dick, this is definitely going to have to be a BDM voicemail,
Okay.
has done so with great enthusiasm and clearly wants me to
Hurry up.
fuck their day up. So I think it's just a matter of finding somebody who wants to blow you.
Okay, well now we're just talking to some single dude. Yeah, when you pick up a dude or a girl at the bar and you take them home, they'll suck your dick real good. After 20 years of marriage, I'm here to tell you that it gets less.
I love how he's like, I've never had a lazy blowjob. I don't know what that's about.
Sometimes my wife's on her iPad.
The porns.
She has to hold it way high.
I call in after tell me the old man that's been married to their old lady for 25 years, and then tell me that she still does it good.
So wait, I got a question here, Tom. So like the whole time that you're raking leaves, you're like, this is gonna be so good.
That's my only motivation, boss.
Like, when I get inside,
I'm like, this time she'll see the effort and she'll match it.
And then you're like, 23 bags? No. I'll do 2 more. I'll do 2 more. That way she'll spit on it.
like, guess what, Crystal?
Yeah. And she's just sitting in there looking out the window like, oh, God. Oh, God, that's a 25 bagger.
You better go get some, gotta go get some
Lord,
mints.
I'm exhausted.
Go get some sucking candies. I just did 25 bags.
Then I'm like, what is this? It's like I never even went outside.
It wasn't even her. It was the sex doll that she just brought over.
I'm joking. Never even got nothing.
Okay. Let's go with this one. This is from Sarah G. She says, Tom and Dan, with all of the devastating weather in recent weeks, my anxiety brain got the best of me, and I started morbidly wondering something. Have you guys and the wives ever discussed what your families would do if something awful happened to Florida? Say a megastorm made the entire state uninhabitable and beyond saving. Everyone has to abandon ship and start somewhere else. Do you guys have a place in mind you'd relocate to? Where would your family stick, or would your family stick together to rebuild the T&D empire? I'd love to hear this discussion as a topic. BDM for life, Sarah G. Thank you, Sarah.
Great
Appreciate
question.
the email. It is a good question. I've never thought about this, and I was listening to Sam's stream, and I guess her and her husband were kicking around the idea of maybe moving someplace else, and like I can honestly tell you that I do not think about that. I enjoy Orlando, and it's not something I'm not at all opposed. I don't give it any
Every time I think
thought.
about moving, I'm like, God, but what would I do?
Well, that's the thing.
Right.
Do anything in another city.
You're proposing a scenario that is extremely unlikely to happen. No megastorm that we could ever even think of would destroy all of Florida.
No,
that's not the question. We're going
knock
with a
on
question.
wood right now.
No, but it's just,
we're just going with her question.
It's supernatural. This way, like you could say the same thing about zombie. No, there's no such thing as a Florida ruining megastorm. I mean,
What do you mean?
Hurricanes can get to
He doesn't
Category
believe.
6.
He doesn't
baby.
believe in anything.
Category 5 is the
unless
cap,
he's
but they-
seen it
but no.
before.
It'll ruin local areas that it hit, but it wouldn't destroy all of Florida and everybody.
We are now seeing storms that are covering the entire state, right?
Yeah, but it wouldn't destroy.
The core is not yet, but now we're also seeing for the first time storms where they want to extend it into another category 6, right?
Yeah.
That had never happened before. This last Milton was they were watching Milton come in, and there was a hot minute when Milton was coming in where they were like, this could be a new category because it's so big. So like we are seeing increasing intensity of storms. So I guess Sarah's not wrong. Like it's not impossible that it could happen. It's unlikely.
Well, like for instance, like Andrea's dad's house. I mean, you could make an argument that he can't really live there because if any storm comes through, the surge is going to flood his house every single time.
Well, you know what's interesting is they were showing like footage of where like Minnesota Key or like south of Tampa where Milton came ashore, and they were showing like the beach houses, and they're like devastated beach house, and then beach house on stilts with concrete stilts, devastated beach house, then new one on concrete stilts that they built the last years
the new
ago.
hurricane code.
When what was the name of the other storm they came through that exact area a couple years ago back. I forgot the names. But anyway,
I know the one you're talking about. A couple years ago.
And you could tell these are the houses they rebuilt after. So then I saw that and I was like, oh, okay, well, that makes me believe that all these houses are all going to be on stilts and all just going to be prepared for extreme storm surge.
At some point, you got to be able to afford that, though, too, because you're not going to get insurance if you just build even a regular house, but if
Insurance
you put
isn't
on
even
stilts,
covering some of these
they
people
still
now.
need to insure those.
Oh, the people that own the houses
Yeah.
not on stilts now are fucked.
Yeah.
If they, because they will eventually get, but someone from up north that wants to live on the beach and then they'll build their mega mansion
Yeah.
on the beach on stilts that will survive storm surge. And then all the year round, they get to live on the beach.
I think there's a point though where people will just say you're not allowed to build on the beach anymore, right? Like there's going to be a point.
I don't
Governor
think you can keep rich people away from that, though.
DeSantis just said, well, people are asking what the governor. If there would be restrictions, maybe
he's
in the
not going to
future, and he said, "No, I'm not restricting that."
No, yeah, well, he's not that guy, right?
Yeah, but eventually, we'll get somebody in there who's like, "Yeah, you just probably shouldn't build on the beach."
Well, if you have a
Imagine.
concrete stilt house that is prepared for storm surge, you can live on the beach
For now.
Yeah. I mean, until
but that's like that.
but
I would
you're-
imagine that a concrete stilt house like that, the ability to do that is
Yeah.
going to be so few and
Infrastructure.
far between. Like it's not going to be the norm. It's
I'm
gonna
going to
be like,
Apalachicola on Sunday.
I don't
They
think
get
they're
hit.
going to. My point is, there's not going to be a majority of stilt houses. That's
But
just
wait,
not going to happen.
but her
I think
question was-
anybody who lives there will have
yeah, but
to
it
have a
won't.
stilt house.
They might, but it's going to be like how many houses?
But her question was, where would you move?
It's not going to be hundreds of thousands of houses.
Well,
she wants to know.
Yeah.
only on the beach,
Right.
because that's where it gets the most devastated. It's all about the storm surge, inland, like here. That's why they built Kennedy Space Center where they built it. It's just because of, and I guess things change as far as the weather systems and stuff, but the likelihood of a storm coming through that area is unlikely.
Yeah,
So,
and my wife brings up a good point too in the chat room. She said you might survive the storm surge on stilts, but what about the wind?
Yeah.
I mean, that's true. We don't know. I mean, so.
well, these houses took direct hits, and they
No,
were
I
totally
understand.
fine.
I just don't think. I don't think. I lived in a stilt house on St. Augustine, and it's still there, and it was nice, but it's moved all the time. It was not fun. It's not fun living in a Jim Walter home. It's not ideal.
Well, it's old school. I think
Yeah.
that you could build them now. Well, they'll survive hurricanes, no problem.
Okay, so suspend disbelief.
Georgia.
Where would you go?
You go one state up.
Yeah, I mean, look, seriously, because I really do love Georgia and I love Florida. So if I
Yeah.
can get a little bit of Florida and get some mountain life
That
with
makes
it,
sense.
I mean, I do enjoy Georgia.
Not Floribama?
I've never been to Alabama. Never been
I
there.
used to live there. It's nice.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not opposed to it. I'm not opposed to any place.
Well, there's nice parts of every place. But in general,
You don't have a place? You don't
Would
have
you
a place
just move to
thinking of?
Georgia? Would you just move to Georgia so you could keep the show going?
No.
He doesn't like hypotheticals.
I hate Georgia. Yeah, fuck Georgia. No, I'm joking. I wouldn't move. I'll stay here in Florida. Listen, the Van family, they ride towards hurricanes. They don't run from them. So I'll stay here.
I was just in Atlanta for Atlanta Magazine, and the fashion level in Atlanta is just, especially with
They
black
got the
people,
school there.
beautiful.
Right?
Yeah.
They got the Savannah, whatever,
Oh, no, he was in Atlanta.
No, I know, but the College of Design there.
Oh, SCAD.
SCAD, yeah.
Which I wanted to go there.
That's a big deal, man. Yeah, I had some friends that went there. Let's try this one right here before we take a break. This is from Captain Dano. Hey, Dan, I heard you guys and Ross talking about Florida aquifer, and Ross mentioned saltwater intrusion from over pumping, and we have had it here already.
That's a problem.
I'm doing the plumbing at a new house in Samsula near.
Doesn't just happen to Cape Canaveral. Cape Canaveral seashore. It's not just a problem for
Yeah, really.
saltwater.
I'm doing the plumbing at a new house in Samsula near where State Road 44 and the Pioneer Trail intersect.
Oh.
The well guy tested the water last week, and it has salinity in it. I can't remember the ppm, but he said there could be a taste of salt out of the tap. He also said there's this new issue in the past few years. The reason for this is because Volusia County has wells all along 44 and State Road 415 pumping 400 gallons per minute 24/7.
Oh.
So Volusia County is sucking the aquifer low enough to get saltwater intrusion.
Yeah.
Nevertheless, the flooding in Volusia County is from overdevelopment. Hope all is well. Sorry to be a downer, but thought you'd find this interesting. Captain Dano. Yeah, so it seems like
because the flooding, because it's all of the impervious surfaces don't allow the water to sit
Right.
and recharge the aquifer. Right? Is that what you guys were talking about?
correct. Yes.
Yeah.
And that's why you have like people that are they'll have like lakes that are higher than they've ever been because the displaced water can't get back to where it was originally from. It'll just overflow into other people's retention ponds, and then it'll flood their land.
And lakes aren't generally a place that recharge the aquifer.
No.
Like because it's the sediment will keep. That's all there to keep the
Right,
water
that's
up.
there.
You know? Yeah, sand, hill, like dunes and Is this boring for people?
No.
I mean, we just did a whole second on getting your dick sucked. I think we're okay. I think we're fine.
Let's talk about recharging aquifer.
Yeah, it's fine. We do every topic.
The most easiest places to develop, sand hill areas, that's what you need to recharge the aquifer. That's where all the water goes back. But that's all, it just gets paved over.
Yeah.
So it has nowhere to go.
Yeah. So I think it's funny that people are so shocked every time they're like, "Well, hold on, all this development and humans are ruining their life." It's displacing the water, and then where it goes naturally, and that happens. That's a thing. We're doing that. We can stop. I don't know how. I prefer just to not look at it.
Yeah, exactly. Just put your phone down.
The city's spending millions of dollars on floodwater mitigation plans. That's why all these streets are closed.
Yeah, they're trying to work it out and figure it out. Let's go back to voicemails. We'll do this one. Take a little break.
Hey, Tom and Dan. You guys were having a little knife fun with Ross on the Friday Free Show. It was awesome. And he had a paperweight with him. And it reminded me of my paperweight incident. So...
not a paperweight.
Nobody needs a paperweight,
No,
right?
they're brass knuckles. I don't know why this guy's calling them. You could say the word brass knuckles. It's not like you're not allowed to say brass knuckles.
No, like sometime in the last 15 to 20 years ago, it was a different world, and a friend of mine knew a guy who was a shady businessman of many things. And
Who's this guy?
We ended up at his apartment one day, and my buddy's like, "Hey, in this briefcase, it's unlocked, and there's his GHB. I'm going to steal some." And I'm like, "Okay, I'm not part of this." Never tried it. Not interested in it.
You stole G from someone?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, this guy calls in all the time, and he has crazy stories, so we'll see where it goes.
That's pepperoni guy. But
pepperoni.
As we were getting ready to leave, the businessman decided he thought that we might have stolen something from him.
Yeah.
And he pulled his paperweight out, and he requested that I remove most of my clothing to prove to this man I had not taken anything of his, which I gladly did because I did not want to get to know a paperweight. And
that's a gun.
It was also a little awkward because
it's
brass knuckles.
We were talking about brass knuckles, which if you're going to tell a story on the show, tell it with the real item you're using because you're just going to fucking confuse everybody.
At this businessman's place, there was a coworker of mine who was there, and she saw the incident. And then the next day or two at work, it was a very awkward "Hello, good to see you again." After I got shook down with a paperweight. But happy ending to the...
What, did he get nude in front of the lady? This is a crazy story. So your friend stole GHB out of another business associate's briefcase. Then the business associate says, "Hey, do you steal my fucking GHB? You fucking nerd! To you get naked, and you get naked because you're a pussy." And then the guy's holding brass knuckles in his hand, and he's gonna beat you up.
Did he pull that out of his business briefcase?
Okay, this is a bold move for Daniel, and I'm all of 5'2", right, and I'm 162 pounds. If you pull out brass knuckles and I haven't stolen and I can get to the door, I'm walking out. I'm not going to let... you better have a gun or a knife. If you just have a brass knuckles, I don't care.
True.
I'm going to take my chances. I'm seriously, and I'm not a tough guy. I'm not saying I'm a tough guy. I'm just saying I'm not going to let you go, and you're going to have to take off all your clothes, Dan. I'm going to go fuck yourself. I'm not doing that. I'm not going to do... You know me really well. I will not...
That's the same as your fist, basically.
Yeah, I will fucking do it.
I'll fight you with that.
I won't do it. I will not get naked for brass knuckles.
What was his name?
I'll get naked.
What was his name?
What
was his name?
I don't remember. I don't think he gave his name.
He sounded familiar, actually.
Let's take a break.
Okay.
And then we'll come back. We'll finish up the show.
All right. We'll do it.
I've got 3 things I'll throw at you guys real quick.
All right. We got a couple of little things at the end here. I played these guys a lot. They're so good. Brand new album from Phantogram coming out. The name of the song is Come Alive.
Just at Fairville Megastore right there on OBT.
Whoa, Books.
Well, I look. I was like, let's go upstairs and walk around and see. I'll tell you about.
Let's go up here. Get some things to dilate your you-know-what.
She was like, how do you know so much about these products? I'm like,
I'm addicted to porno.
No, Fairville has been coming here every month for years, telling us about all the new technology they have and all the different adult toys.
They have like electricity play. They've got massagers. They got the Simeon.
But if you don't have your Halloween costume, that's why me and Crystal were there, because they have a wide array of costumes and they're mix and match too. So they have full costumes.
It's really
you can
where
buy,
they excel. Look, I make a lot of jokes, and I'm like, it's
quality.
easy for me to scream butt plug on a Fairville ad, okay? But where the rubber meets the road, and I'm going to get down to brass tacks, and I'm going to use all the phrases. They have the best costumes.
Yeah.
The costumes that Andrea and I have, we have a costume drawer in the house. And all the costumes that are in there, the tiny astronaut, the St. Pauli girl, and leprechaun, I've got them all. And they're 30 years old, and they all came from Fairville.
Yeah.
There's your proof. That's all you need to know.
Crystal got knee-high leather boots.
Yeah, she
like,
did.
They have boots. They are
Will
super.
she whip my elevator button in those? Have her kick me right in the balls.
I got a black leather kilt.
Yeah, you did.
It's like, I'm like, this
Oh
thing
my God, you
will
guys
last.
are going to fuck so hard.
No, come on. What's going on? Jesus Christ.
Awesome.
No, that's nothing to do with it. It's going to a fucking goth bar. You motherfucker. It's and there's multiple locations.
Yeah, there are.
Fairvilla.com. You can see all their locations. There's OBT, the original Megastore. There's a location on the coast.
I rattled you a little bit. You started thinking about it. You're like, we are going to do
it. You don't even have to list them. It's all on their website. Down in Key West, it's Fairvilla.com.
Welcome back to A Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan. Oh, thank you. No need. This old thing, I dusted off my saxophone for you guys tonight. Welcome back to the show. We have John Bustecker. We have Brendan O'Connor. We have a listener sitting in.
So, speaking of the listener, our listener Aaron, who bought a Subaru from Sport Subaru.
He did. You going to throw him in the center?
Right there in John Young Parkway, North John Young Parkway.
Yes. Right by my house. You should have came over.
Mike Stacks.
Oh, you live in the wetlands that they took all the trash out of? Do you know Subaru took all the trash out of your wetlands?
I know.
So you have a place to live.
And Aaron, before the show started, saying, I met Bustecker once. You know, it was a thing. I'm like, say, hold it, and then I'm like, yeah. So,
what? What did you do?
You got a microphone?
It's right there. Yeah, it's under.
Stall.
Sit between these two hunks of men here.
I'm not farting anymore.
Okay.
How you doing,
I'm not farting anymore.
I took your back.
I'm not gay no more. Remember that guy?
No more.
I love that guy.
So
He's
first,
gay.
thanks for
He's
supporting our
really
sponsor.
gay.
This is the second Subaru you purchased, correct?
Yeah.
High roller.
Hold on, let me get his
Wow.
face on the camera here. I'm gonna see. If
You don't
All
have
the
to.
Subarus.
It's okay.
Okay, I'll leave you off. I'll leave you off.
Yeah.
Hey, you're the boss.
So, explain to us how you met Bustecker for the first time and what was the
Paint the
scenario.
picture.
So I was at the Publix in College Park.
All right.
And,
That's my Publix.
The Keanu public.
And I actually had just come back from the dealership, and I parked there to grab some dinner to grill. I get out of my car, start walking, and I hear somebody go, "Nice magnet," and I'm like, "What the fuck?"
Nice magnet. I'm a nerd.
I probably said nice magnet. I didn't say it like that.
Nice
Continue.
So I heard magnet, and I'm like,
Okay.
"What is he talking about?"
Nice
and I turn
MAGA
around.
hat. Nice MAGA hat.
I turn around, and this tall dude opens his truck, turns it on, and I go, "What?" And he goes, "Nice magnet." And
Nice
I'm like,
MAGA hat.
I'm thinking he's talking about a magnet, and I had opened my trunk to get something. And I'm like, I don't have a net. What the fuck is he talking about? So then he walks out after he started his big truck.
Nice magnet.
Walks out from behind it, and he goes, "Oh, sorry, you probably couldn't hear me over the truck." He goes, "Nice magnet," and points at the Tom and Dan magnet I had. And I go, "Oh, hey."
I've said it 3 times.
Yeah.
Leave me alone, Buzzegger.
I'm from Tom and Dan too. I want you to recognize me.
Yeah, so
I got a cruise. Do you want my autograph?
Hey! I'm surprised he didn't give you a hey.
I probably did.
Hey! Nice magnet.
I'm the Booby Duke.
So then I turn around and I go,
I'm Bo DeWitt's gay slave.
I go, oh, hey, thanks. And I go to turn and walk in, and it
my
clicks
God.
in my head because I recognize his voice on the third time, and I turn around and I go, are you John Busdecker? He goes, oh, nice that you noticed me.
I already had the autograph written.
I was waiting to the time. Would you like a photo?
I think he's making this story up. I don't remember any of it.
That's why Busdecker hates me so much, because me and him are real
Like
alike.
looking into a mirror. Like looking into a mirror, two cigarette dickheads.
Anybody who's like me hates me. That's the thing. Anyway.
Yeah, we had a nice conversation after that. It was just like between barely hearing him and me being off of my own world. I didn't really understand what was going on, but yeah, that's
I was
why
hoping you were going to say he stole your shopping cart.
Yeah, me too.
Get out of the way, nerd.
Yeah.
See, I would rather. See, you just described like an awkward, nerdy situation.
I didn't think it was awkward. I was fine.
Then I imagine Busdecker.
I'm trying to promote Tom and Dan. Reach out to listeners.
Yeah, he is.
See, I would rather Busdecker be insanely rude and spit on your face when you ask
Fuck
somebody.
you.
Because the completely opposite of his character that everybody wants. Because that's what I like. I like when celebrities or anybody like is the exact opposite of what they portray. It's kind of like the Ellen. That's what we like.
It kind of.
When Ellen's a horrible monster, and you're like, what?
But do you know that Ellen being a monster, is this what you're talking about? Ellen being the monster makes me want to like her.
Yeah, but it's more entertaining when someone's the opposite.
I don't
of what
think
you
she's a
expect.
monster.
I want to
No,
watch her. I want to watch her.
That was big TV ruin it. You come at she pissed someone off. And they
I want to watch her
ran a
special.
campaign.
I want to watch her special. I heard that
watched
she
it.
makes fun of.
It's not very good.
Oh, it's not very good. Okay, I won't watch it. All right.
Aaron, you can get off the couch.
Yeah, you get the hell out.
You're making everybody awkward.
Good job, Aaron. Good job.
Rubbing Busdecker's leg.
No, you're right. Like, and sometimes I do think, like,
Good job, Aaron.
when
Aaron.
when you hear like a lot of bad press about someone all
Yeah.
at once, you're like, this is kind of suspicious.
It's
like,
too much.
You're pushing it down our throats, you know. And
like, so what? She's not nice. If that's like, it's like she's a CEO, so of course she's gonna have some moments.
well, that it's sexist.
And
because
she's a lesbian.
Oh
so
God,
like,
this is like, people love it when you do this. This is like when Gideon's cookies. And Brendan
What did I
was
say
like,
about
get
Gideon?
the fucking work and make those goddamn cookies, you motherfuckers! And everyone's like, Brandon.
If
They love you.
If she was a male, if she was a male daytime talk show host, this would never happen.
it would
because,
never even be a thing.
But it's because when she first came up, like
beloved,
everybody, like the producers and shit, were like, "You're a little rougher on the edges. Can you do a little more dancing? Soften yourself up. Can you have a little more flowers and a little more dancing?
Yeah.
Even though like that's
We
not
were
her
like
personality.
happy gay, not like aggressive, dominant gay.
Yeah,
which
yeah.
is, I don't think you get to choose that.
A
That's
little
not-
too bully.
Well, you also think about, I always,
How many slurs for gay people are you going to say in one show?
I can say
he's allowed. He's allowed.
He's allowed.
He's absolutely allowed. I mean, I even
That's how the code works.
I have not confirmed this, but he told me in confidence he was gay. And I don't know.
and that was when his dick was in my mouth.
Yeah, it was. I was like, oh,
Spray painting him at the time.
And I was spray painting his
Yeah,
body
it sounded
brown.
just like that.
And I was like,
Oh,
that sounded like
yeah, and I was like,
Thank you very much.
so I wanted to ask you guys a question, okay? Because I seriously don't understand.
He's got a gun.
it's not normal.
So, a BDM on the BDM page made a post anonymously talking about how his company, he wants to get a medical marijuana card, but he's worried because his company drug tests. At
This
first,
is what I forgot to write down.
at first, he was talking about like, is there some database that they could somehow know? A lot of people were worried about about this. Like, like they could check to see if I do have my card. I'm like, people are worried, and there's a lot of responses and stuff. And I believe
I zoned out. What card?
Well, medical marijuana card.
Okay.
So,
because of the medical marijuana,
that happened. So the
exactly what happened. I just had a relapse. Like it all just came out.
and so I made a post underneath it saying that I believe, and this is what I think, that companies don't really care. But if there's an accident, they will drug test you. And I think it's mainly because of insurance reasons. Like, insurance doesn't want to pay claims, so they'll find out any reason not to pay them. And if you have any, drug in your system, that's a reason not to pay. So it's more of an insurance issue. And then...
Well, it's also drinking under the influence.
Or
driving under the
influence.
influence.
Yeah.
Right.
But I said it's different if you operate heavy machinery, you're in a trucking company like that, but that all still under insurance.
Yeah.
It's like, and so, but for the average company, I don't understand what their motivation is to find out if someone has or is taking THC. And
insurance.
Well, but regardless of insurance, it's only insurance, right?
It's probably. I mean, I'm not an attorney. Mo's the attorney, but I think it is. I think it is mostly insurance.
It's not federally legal,
Then they were talking about the federal, like you work for the government, and then people are like, "Oh yeah, because it's federally illegal." But even the government
county employees don't do it.
No,
you can't. You get drug tested still if you work for the county, even though. You could get a medical card, but
you can't tell them that you have a medical card. They'll fire you. You'll learn that.
Yeah.
That's
a thing.
So, or they won't give you your job. But
somebody at Orange TV wanted me to make movies or do videos with them, like to do some sort of content with them.
Yeah.
And they said I'd have to, but I would go on as like a contract employee to do this work. And they said I'd have to pass a pot test or a drug test, and I said, well, I have a card and I smoke all the time, and I'm not gonna give up smoking
for this.
I'm not gonna give up smoking for my fucking job, man. What are you, crazy? I'm not giving up smoking for nothing. Not my family, not my job, not nothing. I'm addicted, man.
For a part-time, I am addicted.
Yeah, me too. I'm straight addicted.
I can't stop.
Yeah, I'm smoking right now.
John keeps telling me, he's like, you keep complaining about smoking so much, just don't smoke so much.
Can't do it.
Just say no, bro.
Yeah. But if it's not, let's say put insurance out, because I understand the insurance motivation.
Okay, so is there any other reason?
What's the motivation?
Well, there might be a boss that doesn't approve of it for whatever reason.
Just morally.
It could be religious.
It could be religious. What? Insurance. We're talking maybe you're around kids. Like, I know there are like we have that Yoga High series.
Yeah.
And it's just you do yoga and you smoke. And it's sponsored by Cookies. Thanks, Cookies. But we have a photo policy now. If you have a red wristband, it means you don't take your photo. Because we have some people coming who are teachers or they work for the government, and it's not appropriate for their job if they're around kids or something, if people know that they're smoking dope.
And that's if you get caught. But they're internally, they're not out there trying to fire people for having THC in their system, because
it's just an excuse. You don't want an excuse.
I mean, like we were always told, right, at Clear Channel, I can only go on what we had. We were always told that they would do random drug testing, and that was not true. It was not. They did not do random drug testing.
Well, did they do it if you got in an accident at work?
I can't. I don't know.
The insurance.
I'm guessing that they would. Yeah, but
Scotty can't smoke.
It was literally just a phrase. It was never a real thing.
Yeah.
It was not real.
Because I'm trying to figure out, is there other motivations that I'm not thinking about? Because I'm looking at
lack
why
of productivity.
Could be that too. Where they're like, well, if you're not going to be as productive during the day, why should I pay you?
Yeah.
If you're smoking pot all day.
Yeah. Maybe
I'm not saying. I'm just.
But
I'm
the
just
drug
trying to think
test
of an
just
argument.
says that it's in your system. It could be in your system a month ago. Like, if you enjoy a joint on the weekends, there's not I can't imagine any owner of a company or anybody giving two shits. That they're
but if you're a shitty employee and you get caught smoking, they're like, oh great.
Well, then that's a reason to do it. Yeah. But besides from that, it's like, because people are terrified of getting drug tested, and I'm like, I don't think there's a motivation, unless you're a bad employee, to get
or if you're not a risk
employees.
taker, right? Like, let's say like a Disney bus driver, okay?
Yeah.
And
Your driver
for
is
sure
different, yeah.
smoking pot.
but it is different if you were a driver. But let's just say you were a Disney bus driver and you're a great bus driver and you
Yeah.
just happen to have your medical card and then some car rear ends you and it doesn't even matter what you were doing. You're going to get tested at that point and could use your job. So it really depends on if you want to take risks, right? If you're a nervous Nelly, like if you're like me, it would probably behoove you to not do it because it's just going to drive you nuts.
Behoove.
I need to use that more.
I like that.
And there should be a test to determine, I think there is, but the science is not out 100% yet, but to determine if you're actually high that day or if it means it's just been in your system. Because who cares?
right,
Like,
yeah.
that's stupid. Like, you're allowed to, I mean, shit.
In my off time, I should be able to. That's what the chat room's saying is basically like I have a hard
I can
time
drink
with
alcohol, I
Yeah,
can
I
do
can do
pain
whatever the fuck I
pills.
want to in my off time.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's not,
Opiate.
this is a category some controlled drug, right? Right, policeman?
Right. I'm not a police
Well,
officer.
federally-
You're not
I
a
don't
pot
work
guy?
for the sheriff's office.
You're not a pot guy. You never smoked pot.
I have.
You
I have.
What does
But
it feel like? What do you feel? What do you
every
go crazy?
time, no, I will say, every
such a
time I
liar.
smoked pot, I would always drink too, and so it was never a good combo. So maybe I've just never had a good experience.
He turns into an abusive,
Yeah,
awful
yeah. I
person.
start
slapping.
You got a microdose.
Start slapping his wife's horse
Killed
around.
2 hookers in Detroit.
So, on
ate
to the
them.
next thing. I saw on Bungalore.com
Oh,
God,
that
should get you a dictionary.
he said it right.
Yeah, lore.
Are you saying lore? Bungalore?
Like Bungalore, like almost like it's like folklore.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, it is fun.
you find it. If
Not
you
wrong. Yeah, I like it.
That they're doing this. What is it called? The Operation Blue Roof.
Yeah.
And basically, it's they'll come and tarp your roof after
For free.
for free.
Wow.
Like they're sending like government. What are they called? Like the engineers, the Army Corps of Engineers. They'll go and tarp your roof. And
I feel like there's a better use of that.
well, there's a lot of they. I don't know.
Like they could just fix your roof.
Well, like you can find somebody else put a tarp on your roof. You don't need
It's
an
not
Army
a
Corps
tarp.
of
It's not just a
Engineer.
tarp though. It's like a fancy rip resistant.
It says Army Corps of Engineers.
It's weighted.
Yeah. It's some sort of special like.
All right.
I want a
fit
fancy
it.
tarp.
They fit it to your roof.
Do you
like,
need to have
tuck in the
damage to get one of
corners.
these, or can I
Yeah.
get one?
It's not like a preemptive thing.
It's
like
not
a,
oh,
Yeah,
okay.
but it's like taxpayers. The
to
government's
buy
doing it
you
for
time
you.
to
Yeah.
get your roof fixed.
Yeah.
Sure.
So
Yeah.
it's a cool thing that the
It is
state
cool.
of Florida is doing for people that have damage that you have to pay for that normally.
Yeah.
But my question is, why don't they make the tarps different
Dark?
color?
Oh, like a black one, like a black one.
Yeah, black or brown.
Good question.
They make them blue, and it's so obvious and tacky looking. And that is like make them brown or.
This is not the dumbest thing Tom has ever said.
because they've shown a picture of all these
Well,
blue
why don't you
roofs.
just make it look like a roof?
No,
Yeah.
I've seen people use billboard vinyl, which I thought was
maybe they
funny.
could sell billboards on these roofs.
right.
Yeah, we'll put a Tom and Dan
I would do one
advertisement.
right now. If anybody wants their roof tarped with a Tom and Dan tarp, we'll do it. Right? That's a good idea.
We have an old billboard in
Yeah.
storage. I don't know how long they hold on to for you, but I do. They put them in storage.
yeah.
Bill, like
I have
the
the
guy
one of
told
me
me
as a merman.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was on a
wow.
billboard as a merman. I have it all folded up in my studio.
That's awesome.
I'm just saying, like you should make them, especially in Florida,
Yeah.
a different color than bright ass cartoon blue.
Yeah, it is
Okay,
interesting.
the answer
it's
to
kind of a
this-
shame thing too, right? Because they're like, oh,
Yeah, but I bet you the
Yeah.
answer to this is that they've tested. I bet you it has something to do with the manufacturing process and natural coloring.
I
I
mean,
think it's-
dark's probably not good because the sun would absorb it, so it'd get hot. Right?
Yeah,
If it was black.
I wonder if that color is it an additive? Could they just make it white?
I think it's
I'm
just
sure they
because
could.
No reason.
they just don't make a lot of different colored tarps, and it's easy for them.
The only ones I see are blue and silver. That weird camping
It's
silver.
owned by some straight guy who just doesn't give a shit. He's just like,
You want a
They make
rainbow?
brown.
You want a rainbow
I've seen
tarp?
brown. Yeah, I've seen brown.
They make different colored
Yeah, I've
tarps
seen
at like
brown.
Home Depot, but for this initiative, they're using special government
yes.
shit.
Are painted,
Like-
what? Why isn't it like a
A camo.
camo's funny? That's funny.
Yeah, we
Like
have
you're
some guys
out in
that
your
have
house.
camo in the chat room.
You could do camo tarps.
But like
No, he has a camel tarp or camo rather not a camel tarp. Hey, I can see it.
I can see it. Camel tarp.
See it. What happened to camel tarp? Is that still a thing now?
Yeah, and moose knuckles.
Yeah, and Ninja Foot. We're having a battle now. You go.
Oh,
that's funny.
Oh, well, we'll end with this because this is true that we've been experiencing, and I've seen it happen recently. So the craft beer industry is hurting.
Oh yeah,
and breweries are hurting, and there's breweries closing down everywhere. And then like even with our beer fest, like getting like we'll go through all the beers and breweries that are coming out to our beer fest, but it's way harder this year than it ever has been.
I hope you guys like mushrooms. 'Cause it's all going to be all little tents with little mushrooms.
Maybe like a water fest because all those fancy waters they come
like
up
ones
with.
that aren't in distribution. Or just people aren't drinking as much craft beer.
I think that's the problem.
Because our buying power's down.
It's got to be something like that because I've seen some breweries closing down recently.
I think a little bit of it is also like you can get a fancy beer anywhere now. Like 10, 15 years ago, if you wanted like a crazy IPA, you had to go to a brewery because they didn't have it at every single bar. But now I can go to any bar and get any beer.
But there are some breweries that are always full.
Oh, they're great. I love them.
I mean, but Tactical does well. I mean, they do well, and I think
it's not.
I also think they're
everybody,
in a wonderful area. Like if I like to be the community brewery, that Tactical is in Baldwin, I think they got to be like literally like thanking their lucky stars that they're in an area that's walkable for craft beer.
Baldwin Park shows up too.
They do.
If they like you, they come out,
and they like you a lot. I know that.
But the margins are small on beer. You got to sell a lot of beer to pay your employees, to pay the rent, to pay all the equipment. You know what I'm saying? It's like a hard business.
Ivanhoe's the only one that's really doing that the best because their distribution for Ivanhoe Brewing is just crazy.
They seem to have it down pat.
Like I said, I can go to Publix now and get all kinds of beers. They're not as cool as maybe some of the craft beers that are made at the brewery, but I can if I'm not that into it, I can get an IPA, I can get a stout, I can get anything anywhere.
What was your question?
The chat room was kind of going through like Sanford Brewing is closing down. They were mentioning that a lot of them are not drinking now.
Sanford Brewing's closing though because they did a weird borrowing structure. They had to repay their loan every week.
It seemed like
I didn't have a chance to read all that.
It was a very aggressive thing they opted
It's what he's saying.
I've talked to 3 other brewery owners, and they all told me the same thing, that it's a rough time.
You need to have more than just beer at your brewery. Like the beer can't just carry you. You need to have events. You need to have food. Because like I said, I can get beer anywhere. So why do I need to go all the way across town to your brewery?
Sideward's great, and you got to have killer events.
I love Sideward.
Yeah,
my daughter loves Sideward because they got boiled peanuts. So, you bring your kid there, give her a couple things of boiled peanuts.
Deadwood's closed because they were on OBT. They didn't do any events. It was a destination brewery. They didn't serve the community. So that kind of
your beer is not the draw.
Yeah,
it's
and they had great
else.
beer.
Yeah, they did,
and a beautiful brew room. Like that tap room
it was probably the best. Like no offense to anybody, but it was one of the best looking rooms. The way it was set up, the way the lights were engineered, the sign in the background.
Well, Ivanhoe runs it now, and it's the exact same.
Yeah, it's their ale room, right? Or did they change that concept?
No,
they were just doing, they were just doing pilsners, lagers. That's what it was. Yeah,
and they're doing like
their
foam
food
shots.
is great there.
Oh, the food is so good.
You have to go there.
What are you guys talking about on tonight's Bungalow on the Bus?
Are we
We're talking about downtown Orlando and how they're going to change it. Mayor Dyer wants to change it. Plus, they're supposed to open that new 3,500 seat venue downtown. Start building
across from the Kia Center.
Okay, yeah.
What 3,500 seat?
Yeah, it'll be like Hard Rock, House of Blues,
owned by
comparable.
Live Nation.
Okay,
yeah,
all right.
In the new Magic Entertainment District. It's
probably
called
Westport. Probably 2 years away.
Is the idea in 2 years to start funneling all Live Nation partnerships with smaller venues down the road downtown?
I think so.
And actually, I'm not sure how long House of Blues is going to be.
Right,
at
I know.
Disney Springs.
I know.
Right. I think they're the last non-partner venue in Disney Springs. I think everybody else is like. Yeah, right.
Yeah, you are correct on that. I'm almost positive you are because I think I read that last week. There was an article about that, and they were kind of wondering sort of the same thing.
Interesting.
That spot could be cannibalized by Disney, and then
it's so close together. It's comparable sizes, crowds. But someone did say in her comments maybe that Disney can limit what sort of acts they get at House of Blues.
They've always done that. And
so maybe by having this downtown
Yeah.
satellite location, they can get other acts that they can't
get whatever
at
they
Disney Springs.
want.
Yeah, well, like Disney's it's weird, and the way that they pick and choose, at least from friends that I have that run back of house and musician friends will say that the rhyme or reason that Disney uses for who they bring in or who they don't bring in doesn't make any sense. You know, like you'll have like you'll say no to Ghost because Ghost is a tongue-in-cheek satanic metal band, but then you'll let Chris Brown play.
Yeah.
You know, like, and people have a problem. I don't, because I don't care.
Well, if you're going to make a determination,
moral determination. How about the woman beater, not the fake satanic guy? 'Cause that guy's not satanic. And my daughter's favorite metal band is Ghost. Like Maisie loves Ghost. It's her band. But my point, like
that's part of the act.
Yeah,
as
I actually
opposed
did.
to-
That was a pretty decent example.
That's
But
a good example, yeah.
that was actually a decent example. But that is the thing that people get mad about. They're like, well, like, why you're saying no to that? Well, that's because that reflects your image. The other one is something people don't care about, don't talk about.
I guess, or they just have a list of things that they're just given. You know,
True.
That someone just says these are the naughty ones.
That's more like it.
Here's
you
your
know?
naughty
Nobody
list.
looks at.
Yeah.
Nobody reasons. Nobody uses logic. You
I
just
don't
get
think
your
so.
marching orders and do it.
And I guess that size venue, there's really only Dr. Phillips that
And that's
is-
all seats, sit down.
Yeah,
this
yeah.
would probably
Not
be like
concert.
shows,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
concerts.
Single, 2-story. I can't remember. I have the
I don't
basic
know.
rendering right now up on bungalow.com.
That's
if you wanna see
exciting.
it.
It's cool though. I think it's cool, but like probably 2 years away at least.
Yeah,
2 or 3.
They break ground next year. 2027 is when it's done. Yeah, for
I
the
like
whole
that.
thing.
It makes sense because there's a lot of acts that are not. If they come to Orlando, they are in the nothing against the House of Blues or Hard Rock, but that's a little far
The
for
city
us.
wants it too because it's easier for them to control.
And they
what's
wanna bring
happening
people
there,
in, yeah.
and they're having issues with downtown operators like the Beacham and the Social, who are actually suing them for their after-hour midnight liquor sales permit that they're doing. Like you have to get a special permit to stay open after midnight in downtown.
No, getting them with the
and if
The old
you
midnight.
in order to
we
do
tried to do that with our listeners. If you listen to our show after midnight, that's actually solid. We tried to do that. It doesn't work. They're like, "Fuck you, Dad." I'm like, "I need the money."
Well,
We're the craft beer podcast.
I can
don't
see
know if
why
you know,
they're
yeah.
mad because they're just like, we're just going to invent a new rule that makes you pay us more.
Yeah.
It's like,
Well, in
fuck
order
you.
to get the permit, you have to pay for off-duty police officers, and depending on the size of your venue,
That can be very-
You have to have multiple. Like
Yeah.
the Beacham has to have. I think they said. No, they said at least 3. 6.
Yeah, it was like $15,000 a month, and just off
Holy
duty,
smokes.
Just an off-duty police, and those officers aren't guaranteed to be on your property. They're just floating around downtown. So they're paying $15,000. Their neighbor's paying maybe $100. You know,
Right.
and then they never see those officers. That's crazy.
Hold on, I love paying $250 an hour for a cop to sit in his car outside my business and scroll TikTok.
Sign us up. Sign us up.
Brilliant. All right,
You want to get out of here, buddy?
let's get out of here.
Did we plug everything? And hey, thanks to our listener, buddy. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you
you.
for using our sponsors.
What
we
a
appreciate
gentleman.
that.
Except
Enjoy
that
your
story
car.
you told about me.
Yeah. You're really pissed off, Bustacker.
We'll see the BDMs tomorrow at Hollabox.
What time you getting there, buddy?
A little before. Well, we got. I was talking to Chef Pat
We
about
gotta do
getting there a
something.
little.
Why'd you
early.
guys choose to do something on Come Out with Prime?
The what?
I know. We forgot.
Amazon Prime. I'm in. Got money.
yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah. Are you doing anything with Pride?
Pride, it's the Pride Parade, so I try to always crash somebody's float.
Nice.
Yeah,
nice.
yeah.
When is that?
We got a last minute tomorrow.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Man,
I don't know what's going on.
I thought you were an ally, Tom.
We are. We had some listeners reach out and they wanted us to promote their big event downtown. They still want everybody to know. We do have like a lot of gay listeners, and they want you to know it's happening tomorrow.
Yeah.
Come out, be a part of it. It's going to be super fun. I have tickets in VIP, but we've got too much.
That's what we were doing last night. That's why I still have pink in my beard. You know, because we did a pre-fest.
Oh, that's awesome.
I only promote things when people pay me. I haven't seen any gay money. Gotta have the money.
And you got a house and I don't. So
I'll promote it.
That's how it works.
Whatever you want, I'll promote it for money. I don't know if no one knew that.
we'll
That's
always
the
be
business,
living in
man.
a shitty duplex. That's what I learned.
All right, y'all. Thank you guys for listening. We appreciate it. On that note, we will see you Monday.
Booby Duke out.
Fellas, wait a minute. I can't publish that. It's mediocre.
I am so fucking tired of doing podcasts. I'm literally done with them. I'm not doing any more podcasts.